footy. This quarter for Shell V-Power, the official fuel partner of the AFL.
What a massive afternoon for sport in Brisbane. It's the Lions and the Crows. Saturday afternoon, twilight footy at the Gabba. Up the road, the Matildas against France in a FIFA World Cup quarter-final that we will keep you up to date with. This is the Triple M Footy prime time for Jim Beam. It's set to be an epic match, and that's worth raising a Jim Beam. Drink responsibly. Let's tell you about the team we have assembled today. We'll start with the Merritt Murray medal winner, an All-Australian, a former captain. Spent some time at the Power as well. Tom Rockcliffe, welcome, Rocky.
Yes, thanks for having me, BT. Looking forward to this game. The Adelaide Crows, they're out on the ground. They've got the white shorts, though, which makes me a little bit nervous. They haven't enjoyed wearing the white shorts at all this year, but a bloke sitting next to me, he used to enjoy the white shorts on an away trip, used to slip into a few beers after a good win or something like that. So hopefully the Adelaide Crows can come here and perform. We know they're a high-scoring team. They're averaging 95 points a game, and this is a high-scoring venue, so they're right in this one. They've got a decent record up here over the last sort of 7-8 years. They haven't won in the last 3 times they've played here, but prior to that they won 5 or 6 on the trot. So really looking forward to this contest. The Lions just need to build their momentum. Top 2 spot potentially up for grabs if they can win their last 3. So it shapes as a ripping contest. The Adelaide Crows need to win this game to keep their finals chances alive.
Yeah, they're just one win on the road this season. That was against the Hawks in Launceston. Came very close twice at the MCG. Went down to the D's by 4 points and the Pies by 2. They'd be in the 8 if those games went for them. Fareem Hot Water, built tough for Aussie conditions. When it comes to water heating, ask your plumber to install a Ream. He really needs no introduction, but he is the 3-time, one-time premiership Brownlow, Norm Smith, Simon from Survivor. Welcome, Simon Black.
G'day, BT. G'day, Rocky. Yeah, great to be with you guys here at the Gabba. Beautiful afternoon of weather we've had here in South East Queensland, and a massive game, as you've said, and it's going to be a big midfield battle. There's a couple of key stats. Rocky mentioned the Adelaide away a battle this season, just winning the one game, but they're number one in the AFL. When they win games, they're number one in the AFL for contested possession, uncontested possession, and scores from stoppages. And when they lose, they're 16th in each of those stats and below. So that midfield battle today, contested possession and ability to score from stoppage is obviously a big aspect to how this will go. So big result outcome on the end of it for both sides. So we're going to get a cracker here today, no doubt.
And they've got a couple of players who know all about this ground in Ben Keys and Mitch Hinge, who spent some time at the Lions as well. All right, let's go downstairs and find out what conditions are like, because it's been quite warm today in Brisbane. For Bob Jane T-Marts, it's Belinda Mellon. G'day, B.
Conditions are absolutely perfect, gentlemen. The lights are on. The sun has just gone behind the grandstand. It was blinding when I came in and sat down, but it's at the perfect height right now. Bit of a breeze floating around, 23 degrees, so absolutely perfect. And the 4th sellout of the season. Who would have thought, given everything that is going on in town today? Worth a mention that the ground looks pristine also, given that there was another game here last night in the NRL. Of course, it is all happening in Brisbane this weekend. We've got the subs for the Lions. It's Fletcher. For the Crows, it's Rochelle. And on the bench, joining Fletcher, is Robertson, McCarthy, Pryor and Bailey. And for the Crows, Thilthorpe, Sloan, Schoenberg and Nankervis. That breeze is blowing towards the eastern goals, boys, so towards that East Brisbane State School. That is the left of your radio dial, gentlemen. Happy calling.
Thank you, B. Bob Jane T-Marts have great buy 3, get 1 free plus instant cashback deals. Call or order online today. T's and C's apply. Fellas, Rocky, Josh Rochelle, the sub today. Bit of a surprise. Obviously, the Giants a few weeks ago got under his skin.
Yeah, a little bit. He was disappointing last week, so he didn't do much in that game against the Gold Coast Suns. He got a couple of possessions late, but up until about three-quarter time, he'd only had the 4 or 5 disposals. So form warrants that you need to find form to stay in this team at the moment for the Adelaide Crows, which is a positive for them, because over the last couple of years, he probably just stays in the team. So there is pressure on for selection at the moment at the Crows, and as I said before, their percentage is really strong as well, 117.1. So when they win games, they're winning quite comfortably, and they've had a few narrow losses that may come back to bite them on the backside, but I think this shapes as a ripping contest. So Rochelle finds himself in the sub-vest. Fletcher a little bit stiff as well, I think, to be in the sub-vest. So 2 up-and-coming superstars down the track, I think, of the competition. But, yeah, you've got to do the apprenticeship sometimes in this competition.
Triple M Footy prime time for Jim Beam, set to be an epic match, and that's worth raising a Jim Beam. Drink responsibly. And Simon Black, Hugh McCluggage, 150 games today. That's really crept up pretty quickly, hasn't it?
Hasn't he? Hasn't missed too many, has he, BT, of his time at the line. So, yeah, congratulations to Hugh McCluggage. Great, smooth-moving player that he is, and he's going to have to be important today through the midfield. Getting a little bit more time there now with with young Will Ashcroft not in the side, so he's got to step up this afternoon as well.
All right, it is a huge game for both sides. The Lions were ambushed by the Suns a couple of weeks ago when their season was on the line, and the Crows in a similar position, a little bit like Lloyd Christmas, still a chance of making the top 8, but they simply have to win today as we wind down in this season. And the ball has hit the deck. We've got McInerney and Riley. Just bounces in front of Neil. Still in the centre circle. Lockie Murphy, the tackler. Couple of Crows on top. Matt Crouch there as well. Just his 5th game over the top of Zorko. We'll throw it up again. A lot of congestion now around the footy. Wingers pushing up toward this. Laird, the tackler, on Dunkley. Couple of hard heads there in the middle. Still no clean possession to start this game. The umpire will just throw it up, try and clear some space. McInerney won the hit out. Looks like he's got a fresh haircut there, the big O. Good to see him back as Wilmot sinks the slipper into that. Up towards centre half forward. Keane, the Irishman, got a hand to it. Dangerous ball. Miller out towards Mitch Hinge. Has a bit of time to look up and assess his options. Goes to the wing. Strong mark there from a strong player in Fogarty. Marks in front of Leicester.
It's loud. Plenty in the house already. It's almost a sellout. There's not too many vacant seats out there. The local fans are up and about early on in this one.
They turn up in force in Brisbane. Love their sport. Matilda's sold out. This is their 4th sellout of the year here at the Gabba as well. And we had the Broncos at the Gabba last night because Suncorp is off limits while the FIFA Women's World Cup is happening. That'll kick off in about 20 minutes time. Here is Matt Crouch. A few short passes there from the Crows. They're still outside their 50. That's allowed the Lions to get back in numbers. Now they go towards Fogarty again, forced to spoil. Off hands to milestone man McCluggage. Wilmot has to be clean through traffic. Payne under pressure, getting down low. Cameron trying to shake off McElhenney. Kicks across the face of his goal. It will fall safely into the hands of Lockie Neal. Points to the spot, then squeezes a kick out just in the field of play to Josh Dunkley. Wants to come inboard. Short pass now to Lockie Neal. Hot footy at the moment for Macca's. Macca's cheesy range of a post-game stretch. Now to... Oh, that's a really poor kick from McCluggage. He was looking up toward Gunston and just a miss kick. He might come back to bite them. They go up towards Big Tex Walker, long way from home, but he's got a long boot. He's got Starcevic there on the mark. So they've sent their tall blokes back. And he's just going to tee it up, 20 out from goal, toward the goal square. A big fist there from Harris Andrews. Getting down low, the big O now, Jared Berry. Hack kick out, it'll come back. Michael Henney pushing up from half-back, takes the mark. And if he has a shot, will be just outside the 50.
Good pressure from the Crows, wasn't there, forward 50? Just a lot of heat on that ball carrier from the Lions, and Jared Berry just forced into a quick kick. And Johnny on the spot out there, the Crows player took a mark and he'll shoot from just outside 50. But good pressure to keep the ball in their forward 50.
20th game this season for the father-son recruit. Just outside the 50, Michael Henney gets underneath that. It is drifting to the left. It's still in the field of play. Live ball. Dangerous for the Lions defence. Berry with strength and courage. Taps it into the direction of Gunston. Pushed off the footy. Smith looking for McKenna. Will be tackled immediately by McKenna. Now it's a Pedler back in the side on the left boot. It was a bit of a shank though. Wilmot aggressive tackle on Keys.
Didn't have it.
And a free kick.
Well, Keysy, a left footer here. He's certainly improved his kicking skills the last couple of years, Rocky, but wants to try and play on.
And the ball will come back to him. Bit going on there off the ball. Push and shove there, Starcevic and Walker. He's going to go the check shot. Keeps it pretty low and drills it.
If you don't mind.
And he's off and running. He loves that Ben Keys, knows this ground and knows the Lions very well. And you'd always love, Rocky, I reckon, to get one up against your old team.
Yeah, certainly do. He'd come back. He was on the trash heap there for a little bit, but gee, he's had a good career at the Adelaide Crows. He's certainly turned it around. We know how hard he works, and he's added a different element to his game as well. He's become that pressure forward now for the Adelaide Crows. We've seen him get big numbers through the midfield when he first went down there, but he just contributes week in, week out at the Adelaide Crows. So he's done an outstanding job. And just to go back, Jack Gunston, just that ground level ball, just had a bad fumble at half back, didn't he? He just looks like he's lost a bit of confidence that he normally plays with, so he'd want his time again. But the pressure's on at the moment from the Adelaide Crows. They've come to play, and it's good to see.
It's great to see a guy build his career at another club. Ben Keys loved in Adelaide. What he gives every week, he gives his heart and soul, and it's been great to see him go down there and do so well.
Good start, Crows. Triple M Shell scoreboard. Shell V-Power, the official fuel partner of the AFL. Back in the middle here they come again. Crouch running forward is Laird and sinks it long inside the 50. Tex getting up early, almost juggled it, picked up by McAdam. The dribble is a goal. And there's plenty of support here for the Crows as well. They've travelled up from Adelaide and they've gone bang, bang. Early going, Adelaide ambushing the Lions right now. Triple M Shell scoreboard, 2 straight 12. Lions yet to score, haven't had an inside 50, I don't think.
No, we see in the Harvey Norton replay, goal from centre bounce from the Adelaide Crows. Matty Crouch back in the side recently. Just love the way. He's such a prolific ball winner, Rock. Such a good user as well. And they pump the ball in here, put it to a really good spot to the top of the goal square. And just good numbers. Tex looked like he was going to mark the ball. But wasn't him, it was his teammate at ground level. I should say McAdam, who kicked an easy goal in the end. But a really good start from Adelaide. You're right, there's a lot of supporters that have come up to get some sunshine from Adelaide here. They've got good noise, good support. It's good to see.
Matty Nix has them pumped up. He's coaching from the bench. So Chris Fagan, as we said, forecast that they were ready for an ambush because the Suns caught them by surprise a couple of weeks ago, but they're shell-shocked now. Here they come again. Saligo over the head of Fogarty. Poor entry. Froggy Lester getting back, takes the mark. Now they need to just settle things down here, the Lions. They'll go in short to Jack Payne.
Players can't hear the umpires out there at the moment. There's a lot of communication from the umpires trying to get players back on the mark. They just can't hear them. The atmosphere here is electric at the moment.
Finals-like, as the other thing Fake said. Every game from here until now will be played at the intensity of a final. Here is Lockie Neal, the Brownlow medalist, out wide. Good pass. Splitting 2 Crows, found Hipwood. Winds up on the left boot. He's got a one-on-one. It is McCluggage, the unlikely key target. Smith now getting back in support. Pops it over to Michael Annie. Goes in short, out of danger. Millerer. Now Brodie Smith, good running. Still inside his defensive 50. He's had Zorko step up to the mark. Wants to switch the play out to Hinge. Now he's got players open on the outer side. Good spread here from the Crows. Where does the next kick go? Tex Walker on a long lead will take it in front of Harris Andrews. Powerful running from his captain. Dawson gets the overlap. Such a good kick of the footy, and this looks like it is a beautifully weighted pass.
Brilliant.
Into McAdam, carried over the head of McCluggage, and McAdam will line up, slide angle 35 out.
What about that kick? Jordan Dawson, that was exquisite.
He's a prime mover, isn't he? There's no doubt that the Adelaide Crows spent their money well there. Poaching him from the Sydney Swans. We know that he wanted to go back to South Australia. He's a genuine superstar of the competition. He'll be right up there in Brownlow contention this year. There's no doubting that. But the Adelaide Crows, their offence is so good and they've come to play today.
So McAdam looked lively against the Suns last week. Just his 6th game. Keeps it kind of low, but he's put it through. And the Crows have the first 3 on the board. 3 straight 18. Lions yet to score. Triple M shell-shocked scoreboard. Shell V-Power, the official fuel partner of the AFL.
This is now on Chris Fagan, who's on screen. What do they do, Brisbane? We know that they've only had the one sort of game plan in the past and they've stuck to it for the full 4 quarters, but we're only sort of 5 minutes into this game, 7 minutes actually. The Adelaide Crows have kicked the first 3 and Brisbane looks so far off it at the moment, so they need to change something here at the moment. The Brisbane Lions, the Crows are winning all those 50-50 contests, winning the ball in the centre square. They transition then from a turnover in their back 50 when the length of the field without the Brisbane Lions even looking close to intercepting that. So they need to change something here at the moment, the Brisbane Lions. Adelaide Crows up and about.
Tom Rockcliffe, Simon Black, Triple M, Seabus Super special comments. Seabus Super making hard work pay off. Here come the Lions. They get a much-needed centre clearance through Zach Bailey outside of the right boot. It'll bounce in front of Danaher and Keane, who cheekily turns around asking for deliberate.
It's going to start with a contested possession, uncontested aspect of the game at the moment. Adelaide are already plus 12 uncontested possession. They're just linking up with their hands. Brisbane are off. They're not putting enough tackle pressure on. Got to win it in the contest, and then they're going to be able to spread. They've got a quick side, Brisbane, but they're just not getting their hands on the ball enough. Getting
on his bike is McCarthy from the boundary throw-in. Forced a handball over his head, straight up in the air. Might be a free kick to Hugh McCluggage. Was he tunnelled underneath the footy? And Hugh in his 150th will go back and line up for goal.
Yeah, Harvey Norman replay there. It was Mitch Hinge just got in the back of Hugh McCluggage. The ball sat up and he tried to make a statement, go through him a little bit. But, yeah, you just can't do that when someone's got their eyes on the footy up that high. Just a little bit over the top, a little bit silly there. Didn't need to give that away. Could have waited for him to grab possession and then make an easy tackle.
So Hugh McCluggage, this is the part of his game that can let him down. 7 goals, 10 this season. And he has snuck it in for a major. Boy, did they need that. Straight shooting from both sides. Lions 1 straight. The Crows are 3 straight. 9 minutes gone in this first quarter. Triple M Shell scoreboard.
Yeah, defensive 50 free kicks, they kill you. And Adelaide gave one, a check one away just then. And Hugh McCluggage's good enough to go back and slot that one. But yeah, Brisbane, that's a good settler for them. It was It was looking all Adelaide, and Brisbane looking just off intensity-wise, and Adelaide were taking great advantage of it with their ball movement. So a nice settler and a really good settler for Hugh McCluggage, who has been a bit dodgy in front of goal throughout his career, and he's 150th today. It's a nice confidence booster for him.
Choice Hotels around the grounds earlier today. Swans over the Suns by 4 goals, and the Bombers snuck home by 9 points. You wonder, fellas, if Matty Nicks mentioned before this, listen, those two teams have won today. They've gone above us. We have to win to keep our season alive.
They'll be aware of it, no doubt about that. They'll be aware of it before they ran it here today, and there's no extra motivation, but they would have got some.
So McAdams kicked a couple, Ben Keys, and now Hugh McCluggage gets the Lions on the board back in the middle. Squirts out of the ruck contest, fast hands, ends up with Dawson, sends it out wide. Got a bit of air under that, invited Starcevic to spoil. It'll come down to where the Crows have numbers, though. Dawson will go again. That trusty left boot goes to a one-on-one. Bit of wrestling going on. Harris Andrews and Thilthorpe, and Harris Andrews, the Lions co-captain, wins that battle, gets the free kick. Neil calling for it short up the wing. A little bit indecisive. So indecisive, Thilthorpe came in, good smother, and forces a boundary throw in, 50 out. There's a bit of push and shove going on there too, a bit of banter, fellas.
That was fantastic. Who said you can't smother a ball these days? Thilthorpe just did that beautifully, and Harris Andrews just got to get back further from the mark and give himself a bit more space.
They're going to stretch them defensively as well in that back 50 there for the Brisbane Lions. Tex Walker, Fogarty's got probably the mismatch on Leicester, so they may try and look to isolate that at different times, but Thilthorpe down there as well. So the Lions' defence is going to be stretched at certain times today.
We know the Crows' key defenders, they've been hit hard with injuries, Duday and Nick Murray and Butts as well. So the Lions get enough supply. They should trouble them. Hipwood and Danaher both over 2 metres tall. Gunston not quite, but it's obviously a dangerous, crafty veteran forward. And the boundary throw-in, it's a second boundary throw-in, and now we'll get a stoppage just in the field of play. We're about 60 out from the Crows' goal, and we're about less than 15 minutes away from kick-off at Suncorp Stadium. Matilda's Sam Kerr starting on the bench against France in that quarter-final. Here is Dawson's kick is smothered, going nowhere. Devon Robertson upgraded from the sub last week against the Dockers. Jasper Fletcher starting with the subs vest on today, and Rochelle, the surprise choice for the Crows, starting in the subs vest.
Yeah, good. Almost 90,000 at live sporting events today in Brisbane.
Incredible and perfect conditions for, as we heard from Beat earlier. The two ruckman wrestling comes out to Dev Robertson, the West Australian. Zorko, poor kick outside of the right boot. Murphy bought himself some time, sinks that towards the goal square over the head of Thilthorpe. He reacts pretty well, but the ball trickles away fast off the deck. Boundary throwing, right forward pocket. Crows attacking end.
She's as sharp with their hands around the ball, aren't they? Around the contest, the Adelaide Crows. Just really, really nice use of the ball and driving the legs to get that player into space. They look electric.
Who gets on their bike here for the Crows? Here is Tex Walker, as equal to Tom Hawkins in that scenario, and that is no exception. Takes it clean out of the ruck, snaps it over his shoulder. Great goal from the big Tex. Crows have got 4 on the board, 4 straight. Lions 1 goal straight. 12 minutes gone, opening term. Triple M Shell scoreboard.
He does that so well, Tex Walker, doesn't he? The forward 50 stoppages, the big ruckmen, those big silly ruckmen come down there and match up on him. They don't know where the footy's going to fall, and you called it perfectly. Him and Tom Hawkins do as good as anyone in the competition. Charlie Dixon as well at Port Adelaide. They're probably the 3 most dangerous inside 50. And Tex Walker, what a season he's had. He's kicked the most goals of his career in one season this year now. He's kicked the 64 to overtake the 63 that I think he kicked in his 4th season. BT, you were saying pre-game, so I'd like to thank you for that stat.
Yeah, thanks for stealing the research there,
Rocky. Red Z lending stat. But outstanding start here from the Adelaide Crows. What can Brisbane do to get back into this game? They just need to get their hunt and contest going.
With what we are seeing is guys like Walker and Tom Hawkins just can keep playing because of that strength that they have in their nous around goals. Here is Neil, gets the centre clearance. Ball alive at half-forward Lions end. Rayner tries to don't argue. Lost the footy, went to ground, picked up Lockie Murphy, looks up, goes straight up the middle. Walker wrestling in front of Jack Payne. And because of that big body, Jack Payne gives away the free kick.
This is another thing that Tex Walker does so well. He's field kicking inside 50. One of the best big blokes in the competition for this as he goes sideways.
Yeah, well, they were lining up. He had a number of one-on-ones in the 50, but they're going to switch the play and get the Lions defence out of shape. Saligo dropped the soda. Turnover. Lions get it back. Bailey across half-back, now Starcevic, out to McCarthy. The give and go, Zach Bailey kept running, runs along the cape, along the boundary, up towards the wing. Gunston getting down low, that was better than his last attempt. Archie's been playing well the last couple of weeks. Hipwood looks up on his left, and he's got McCluggage all on his own, acting like Charlie Cameron, picks it up and puts through the easiest goal of his 150 games. I don't think you could frame a market to have Hugh McCluggage kicking 2 goals in the first term, and the Lions only 2. They're 2 straight 12. The Crows have got 4 on the board, 15 minutes gone.
Well, his great strength, Hugh McCluggage, is his game sense, ability to find space and drive his legs with ball in hand. And that instance there we see here on the Triple M Harvard on replay, he knew Brisbane were out. Some nice hands on the wing there. An ordinary old kick coming in from Eric Hipwood, but all he had to do was put into space in front of Hugh McCluggage. That's exactly what he did. And Hugh in the end will kick one of the easiest goals of his career. But yeah, Brisbane starting to get a little bit more run, a little bit more flair in their game now. And start a little bit more live. Important goal, 4 goals to 2.
Bob Jane T-Mart's Belinda Mellon, B.
The crowd are starting to get involved down here too. You wouldn't know there was a heap of other people over at the Matildas this afternoon. You'd think they were all here. I can hardly hear on the boundary. Calamachi too got knocked late after that disposal. Slow to get up. The doctors went out, but he stayed on the ground.
Thank you, B. Bailey and Dunkley linking up. Bailey goes into attack. He started to lift. Bounces clean over the head of McCarthy. Then Rayner was clean balled through his legs. Oh, Mitch Hinge, the big aggressive tackle on Archie. Let's hope Callum was okay. A couple of big knocks early, as we heard there from B. Stoppage in the Lions' attack. Right forward pocket. Ruckman running up now. Thilthorpe and Danaher hasn't seen it so far. He kind of faces Thilthorpe and not the ball. Crows with numbers, though. Schoenberg. Crouch getting down low. And a sweat on him. Out towards Thilthorpe, picks it up off the bounce, looks up, and that mark should be taken by Pryor. It's not. He lets it go past him to Lester. Now Dev Robertson feigned the handball, but elected to go via boot. Probably not the great option because Thilthorpe takes it back. Laird now up and running. Out wide. Crouch forced to retreat to Millera. And he goes short and inboard to Smith. It's death by 1,000 kicks. They've had 4 or 5. Murphy, Laird spins out of trouble. Millera kept running. He'll have to shake off a would-be tackler from Dunkley. Then his kick was half smothered. McCluggage put a hand out, couldn't take possession. Neil could, but he is claimed immediately. Geez, it's a hot footy. The Crows have brought their pressure game now. Lester, good kick out wide. You hear the applause from the Gabba crowd to Hipwood.
This is where they're falling down, the Adelaide Crows. Bailey's out.
Yep, speaking of falling down, Gunston lost his opponent. He'll keep running. He wants it from Bailey. Instead, he goes backwards. Rayner, Archie straightens up and has missed it. Overcooked the kick. Chance goes begging there for the Lions, Rocky.
That's the one thing that they don't do well at the moment, the Adelaide Crows. They don't defend together as a team, and we've seen it a couple of times when the ball's on the offside of the ground. The offside slide from their wingers and half-backs and half-forwards isn't where it needs to be. So Brisbane are beating them back to goals at the moment, and that's what's opened them up in the past and probably cost them a few games this season. Their offence is so strong, but defensively they're not in sync at the moment, the Adelaide Crows, and they almost got burnt again then by the Brisbane Lions on a fast transition.
A perfect picture of what is happening out there at the Gabba. Twilight footy for McDonald's and Ream Hotwater. Triple M rocks footy now. Brisbane get it back. Dev Robertson handball though was poor. Coming through Laird, flips that over his head. It'll go out. Will it be insufficient intent? Stiff if he is. As the momentum of the tackle, we will throw it back in.
Lucky one there for the Lions. But that Adelaide back six is so young, averaging about 21 games this afternoon. So they are so inexperienced. So you're right, they're getting a little bit high at times. They need to be a little bit smarter to react, to get back and cover that back 50. Brisbane are sort of almost cheating out the back, but they're doing it well. So the Crows' defence is going to be on top of that.
Oh, how about the hit out there from Thilthorpe over his head? Paddy Ryder style to Sloan. Now Schoenberg out towards Keys. He's got a player rushing up to him. That was Lester, who had to leave Fogarty coming through, though. Harris Andrews did that cleanly and well. Wants to keep it in. Lester along the boundary to McCluggage. A few handballs in a row now to Dunkley. Runs backwards. McCluggage was dumped, so they'll take the advantage. Wilmot runs himself into trouble, then out of it. And he's kicked, though, under pressure. Picked up by Crouch. Now to Sloan. Launching from the wing. Sending a high ball. Fogarty's backpedaling. Harris Andrews. With all of his experience, Fogarty lost sight of it. Took the easy intercept mark. Payne wants to run on. Straightens up. The centre-half back, Wilmot. McAdam stepping up to the mark. Darcy Wilmot's had a great year. Still eligible for the Rising Star. Out wide to Pryor. Right half back. Chance to take our breath. It's been a red-hot start. We're 19 minutes in. The Crows are 4 straight. The Lions are 2-1-13. Brett Thomas, Tom Rockcliffe, Simon Black, Belinda Mellon. Your call team. And there's a Worrell ghosting across the front of the pack. Takes a nice mark up on the wing. I reckon they'll be looking forward to a breather at quarter time, fellas.
They've started fast, haven't they? And as we said before, the conditions, 27 degrees up here in Brisbane today. There wasn't a cloud in the sky all day, so warm conditions. They'll be gassed at quarter time, both teams.
Awkward wobbling ball up to half forward there from Nan Curvis. It might come off Schoenberg. Fast hands.
Oh.
He's outside of the left boot. Not sure if he meant it, but he's found Tex Walker just 5 metres there in front of Jack Payne. And the big Texan turns his back on the goal. He will line up the big sticks.
It came about from an extra handball from Jackson Pryor in the contest there. Just need to get the boot on the ball, get some territory on the footy, but he decided to do a little handball to Ryan Lester, which turned the ball over to Adelaide Crows there. And their pressure's been fantastic, leading the tackle count here by +8. And the contested possession aspect of the game there on top here as well. So great start from the Crows.
So he's kicked one in this term, straight in front. Oh, the goal umpire moving to his right, and a behind.
Hit the post.
Kick that 9 out of 10. He's hit the woodwork. So 1-1 for the big Texan, lets the Lions off the hook. Triple M Shell scoreboard, 4-1-25 the Crows, 2-1-13 to the Lions here at the Gabba, 20 minutes gone.
Yeah, much better ball movement then from the Adelaide Crows on that entry. They just lowered their eyes, took Harris Andrews out of the play. We know that he's an interceptor and reads the footy so well. So whoever ends up with the Harris Andrews matchup, they nearly got a decoy lead, get him out of the contest.
Conor McKenna in his 100th game would like that kick back. Picked out Rory Sloane, who picked out Callum Archie. 2 turnovers in a row. Archie looks up into space, looking for Neil. Just went over his head. He's got the footy now, but he has been claimed immediately by Keane. Good strong tackle. Had to stick it because Keane's opponent was sprinting back towards goal.
Really slow on transition here at the moment, the Adelaide Crows. When they turn the footy over, Brisbane have got 2 or 3 goal side every time, so they're going to have to be aware of that. Maybe make a change. Your wingers and half forwards need to get back and support that defence as quick as they can. Get behind the footy. We know the Lions move the footy so fast, but they need to support that back 6 as best they can, and it might be way to just go before your opposition player at the moment. They're really slow on that transition to get back and support the defence.
So from that stoppage, the ball has come up towards the wing, and Starcevic sees it out, playing in front of McAdam. Harris Andrews has got Philthorpe, Blackie.
I like what they're doing though, Rock. They've got 26 marks to 13. They've got double the scoreboard at the moment. What they're doing, they're owning the ball, and they're making it, when they get the opportunity to go fast, they will go fast, but at least they're denying Brisbane the ball. And they've been clever when they get the opportunity to go.
Triple M Cbus super special comments. Simon Black, Tom Rockcliffe. Here is Dawson. Keys going to chase up that kick. The spoil there hitting the ground was Wilmot. Live ball now. Rayner picks it up, going against the flow, kicking into space, looking for Archie. And got a little nudge there from Schoenberg. You'll have to bring that back.
Oh, Harvey Norman replay.
Anyway.
Not much on that, was there, from Cal Archie? He just got shifted under the footy on the Harvey Norman replay, BT.
He did. He'll have to come back and take his free kick in the middle of the Gabba. Harvey Norman Epic Audio sale. Huge deals on earbuds, headphones, smart speakers and more now at Harvey Norman, who go out wide. Far side of the ground, Jack Payne on the Toyota logo. And he's going to, beautiful kick out wide. Somehow Pryor got free of Saligo. And he's taken that 55 out just in from the boundary. Jackson Pryor on the left. He goes up towards the goal square. Robertson waiting for it out the back. It'll come in his direction. Pick it up. One action. Snaps a goal. Dev Robinson, the West Australian, goes bang. Lions pull within a goal. It is 4-1-25 the Crows, 3-1-19 are the Lions. Triple M Shell scoreboard.
There's the young defence from the Adelaide Crows there. Just too much time and space at ground level by Dev Robertson. We see it here on the Triple M Harvey Norman replay. The ball comes in and Dev Robertson's got 5 or 6 metres to himself. And in the end, he trapped it nicely, but just can't allow that as a defensive group from the Adelaide Crows. He is up on the wing, but his opponent there, too far, too much space. Rory Sloane was that instance. Important goal there for the Lions.
You talk about the 3 elements of the game as well, Blackie: offence, defence and contest or stoppage. The Adelaide Crows do the offence and contest and stoppage really, really well. Their defence is letting them down at the moment. They should be further in front in this game, but the Lions have found a way to stay hungry, and every time they've gone forward, they look dangerous inside 50.
So Dev Robinson, just his 2nd goal this season, and he's one of a few fringe lines out there that want to play their way into a final side. Here is Dawson, though, getting the centre clearance, having a bounce, if you don't mind. Up to Tex Walker, couldn't take it. Second bite at the cherry. Keys lost the footy. Whistle is gone. Is it a free kick to McAdam? No, it's against him to Cal Archie, who since he signed a 2-year deal has probably played the best footy of his career in the past few weeks. Left half back keeps it low to the wing, looking for Hipwood. Thought that was a fair spoil from Worrell, but the umpire didn't see it that way.
There's a couple of Tiggy Touchwood free kicks so far, haven't they? All falling the Brisbane Lions' way, so the home ground advantage, the 19th man, as they call it in the stands.
The noise of affirmation, Rocky. Here is Hipwood. Brings down some rain straight up the chimney, flirting with the boundary line. Gunston, good body work. I think he looked at the umpire thinking, will I give away a free kick for a nudge? He didn't. Sends them into attack, charging out Charlie Cameron. Hardly seen him. Riley O'Brien has to be clean. Michael Lenny. And now they're out of danger through ball ace. To a contest. Bodies hitting the deck. Pryor first to it. Nudged off it by Keys. Still got the handball into space looking for Archie. Good trap there from Worrell. Played it behind him to Keys. Now McAdam on the wing. Links up. Handball missed its target. Wilmot coming and letting Hinge go past him. And with that momentum clipped him. So Wilmot gets the free kick.
All going the Lions' way at the moment, the free kick. As you said, Gunston, 2 hands in the back of his opponent, pushed him under the footy and nothing from the umpire, but they've won three free kicks that they've been paid in the last 5 minutes, all 50-50 calls.
Bourlet, strong mark off the Wilmot kick, just going down the line to a contest. And James Bourlet's just his second game today. He's a big fella, over 100 kilos. Short pass into Miller. Through the hand there of Archie up towards the wing. Zorko. McKenna, handball bounces before it got to Rayner. Just knew that Joe Danaher was there. Kicked it around the corner. Big Joe winds up. Long, high ball to the forward line at the back. Gunston, that is a terrific mark from Michael Lenny.
Wasn't it what? It looked like Jack Gunston was well positioned, but that mark was superb from the Crows defender.
Just to back up that stat as well, boys. Red Z Lending stats, 6 free kicks to the Brisbane Lions, 2 to the Adelaide Crows.
Backing up his own work there, Rocky, with a Triple M Red Z Lending stats. Red Z Lending loans for the self-employed. REDZED.com. Ball in dispute, 50 out. Left half forward, Lions goal. Rayner tried to squeeze a kick out but couldn't. Laird, Miller looks up and he's going to go up towards centre half forward, but poor kick. Read well off the boot by Jack Payne. He's got a free teammate in Starcevic. Back corner of the square, comes to the centre circle now. Ryan Lester pushing up. Walker steps up to the mark. Short pass, taken low by Hugh McCluggage. Zorko screaming for it in the 50. Harris Andrews winds up, 50 out from goal to blow the roof off the Gabba. Harris Andrews, that'll pump you up. I don't think he's kicked too many goals in his career, just his first this season and 11th of his 181 games, and that ties the scores at 4-1, 25 apiece, 27 minutes gone.
Well, it was all Adelaide at the start of this quarter, wasn't it? But Brisbane have really found their mojo the last 10 minutes and have gone bang, bang, and defenders kicking goals like that. Matty Nix in the coach's box will be filthy, as we see here in the Triple M Harvey Norman replay. It's a held-up ball about 60 metres out, and Harris Andrews just on the flyby from Hugh McCluggage. He gets it and goes bang from about 53 metres, and Brisbane looking like they're up and about now. Adelaide need to respond.
They certainly are, aren't they? Their offence is up and going now, the Brisbane Lions, and as we've spoken about throughout the call, the Crows' defence, they just let themselves down. They certainly give the opposition a look at times, and they have done this in that first quarter. They should be much further in front. It's all square at the moment, but Adelaide Crows dominated the first 20 minutes, but Brisbane, a really good team. They've found a way to get back into this contest.
The Crows kicked the first 3 goals. Now we're tied up late in this first quarter. About 2 minutes left of it for McDonald's Ream Hot Water. Triple M Rocks footy, and we are just underway at Suncorp Stadium as well. Matildas and France 0-0 in that game. Sam Kerr starting from the bench. The Lions getting the rub of the green at the moment.
He had the footy.
And it is Jared Berry, Rocky, can't quite believe it, who's going to wind up and send them long again. 20 out from goal to a pack. The Big O drifting forward. Cameron trying to get free of Michael Lenny. Wears him like a glove. Stoppage in the Lions attack, Blackie.
Red Z Lending stat. It was Harris Andrews' first goal since 2021, and Tex Walker just kicked his 600th goal earlier in this quarter.
And 64th of the season. That's a career best for Tex Walker. So, stoppage in the Lions attack, and they get their noses in front. If they go in with the lead at quarter time, that'll be massive for them. Into space, the big O, and it is flown off the boot inside the pack and through for a behind off the boot there of Cam Rayner. He's had a bit of a haircut as well. There's a few lines out there of clean shaven out there tonight. So a point does give them the lead, 4-2-26, 4-1-25, almost 30 minutes gone in this first term. See if the Crows can negotiate their way out of defence. They come up towards the wing. Philthorpe has just turned his back on the ball completely, got tied up with Harris Andrews. Umpire said they were both holding on to each other. Here is Neil, meantime, kick inside the forward 50. Good body work there from Jack Gunston against the inexperienced Luke Nankervis, and takes the mark almost directly in front.
Yeah, well, that sort of sums up Jack Gunston's career, doesn't it? Ability to be able to just use his body, not a big man, but just identify the drop zone of the ball and just really push Nankervis under the contest to be able to take a mark quite comfortably in the end. But lovely piece of play from Brisbane. Good direct footy as well. Got it in there, pumped it in from Lachie Neale, gave his forwards a chance.
Jack Gunston wanders in, skips through it, but missing to the right-hand side. Found himself out at the side along with Daniel Rich, put through a training block. Daniel Rich still can't force his way back in because of the form, Rocky, of Connor McKenna and Wilmot across half-back.
Yeah, we don't know what happened today either. He may have got injured today, Daniel Rich. Just had a look at the VFL stats. He only had the one kick for the game, so something may have gone amiss there as well.
Here is Harris Andrews coming across, spoiling Dawson, picked up by McCluggage. The old 1-2 there with Neil, turning onto his right boot. What a pass. Zorko laces out, 55 from home. Got to get it moving. The Sirens not too far away, squeezing into the pocket. And the crafty Charlie Cameron waited for that ball to go over the head of Mitch Hinge, who may have tweaked his knee. Takes the mark, and he is lining up for the snap here of Mitch Hinge. Maybe just hyperextended that knee. Would it be to take a look at that? So that will hold up Charlie Cameron's set shot. He looks in a tremendous amount of pain.
A lot of pain, doesn't he, Mitch Hinge there? Yeah, he just got shoved under the ball there by Charlie Cameron, and he's struggling to walk.
So Charlie Cameron normally only takes a couple of steps out, very kind of short step out, and then the quick kick around the corner. Mitch Hinge is still kind of doubled over. Zorko has come over to him, showing a bit of concern for an old teammate of his, and he might hobble off now. So that will hold up Charlie Cameron. No, he's going to have the shot, and he's going to miss it. So the Lions pepper away late. 31 and a half minutes gone. 4-3-27 the Lions, 4-1-25 are the Crows. Just need to safely negotiate this kick in, and you can hear the groans there of the crowd seeing that on the Triple M Harvey Norman replay. Didn't look good, fellas. As the Crows come out of defence, boundary side, Fogarty takes a mark just in the field of play. So it was a hot start from Adelaide. The Lions took their best punch, and then they responded, and they have their noses in front at quarter time. It is the Lions, the home team, 4-4-28. The Crows are 4-1-25. McDonald's of Ream Hot Water. Triple M rocks footy.
That quarter for Shell V-Power, the official fuel partner of the AFL.
For McDonald's,
Triple M rocks footy.
Macca's Cheesy Range. Have a post-game stretch.
Triple M's Marty Sheargold Show, featuring
Can we dare to dream?
Marty Sheargold.
Oh, sniffer dogs are here. Everybody run!
It's a show for grown-ups.
Absolutely love your show. I listen to it at the gym, and people must think that I am on a lot of substances because I am just laughing and laughing.
Kickstart your day with a laugh. Triple M's Marty Sheargold Show.
As Dad used to always say, there's a lid for every pot.
6 to 9 weekdays on Triple M.
Choose between 100% Aussie beef or crispy chicken. Then add a golden cheesy patty and tomato chili jam. The cheesy chicken and cheesy beef are back at Macca's because everything's better with cheese. Available after 10:30am for a limited time.
Real people, real products, real fun. No matter who you are, Sexyland has something real sexy for everyone. With Australia's biggest range of sexy costumes, lingerie, couples toys and fun gifts and games for adults. 11 stores in Melbourne and Geelong open till midnight 7 days a week. Or shop online for 2-hour delivery.
Take me now, hot cool man. Take me now, Sexyland.
Sexyland.com.au.
Smarter home, better life. Make it happen with AT Smart. Control lighting, heating, entertainment and more with your voice or through an app. Powerful, convenient and easy to install. Make your home smarter for a better life at atsmart.com.au.
Who knew Mahindra has achieved a Guinness World Records title for the fastest crossing by a production vehicle of the Simpson Desert in 13 hours, 21 minutes, 5 seconds. Achieved by Gene Corbett and Ben Robinson on the 16th of March 2023 in a Mahindra Scorpio N. The all-new Mahindra Scorpio with proper four-wheel drive and diff lock standard. From just $41,990 drive away, it's engineered for adventure.
See us at the Melbourne 4x4 Show, Town Square, Site 408.
Earthworkers of Victoria. This is your chance to see Command Machine Control in action at the Inside Construction Expo in September. See how Command's Uni-Control turns a novice into a pro from the get-go. Dig to your digital plan with surgical precision. Eliminate rework, reduce surveyor costs and get real-time remote tech support. Check out Command Machine Control at the Inside Construction Expo. Uni-Control. It's machine control made simple. From Command with a K.
Hello, Frank Walker from National Tiles. National Tiles checked and locked prices guaranteed to save you more than 20% below market prices every day of the year. Here's proof of another range. Revival handmade looking caustic tiles, best market price $49.95. National Tiles checked and locked price $39.95. That's 20% saving. No, not on special. That's 20% saving every day of the year. Only at National Tiles.
Melbourne's best buys. All over it.
For quality tools that go the distance, you can't go past Kango. Kango's bits, blades, trowels and discs are made to go longer and do the job better. Look for the Kango Yellow Target at Bunnings.
Best buys.
Experience the joy of a pizzeria at home with Dr. Ertka Ristorante Pizza. Deliciously thin and crispy Italian-inspired pizza. Dr. Ertka Ristorante. Taste like it does in an Italian restaurant.
Melbourne's best buys. All over it.
Shut up! The foot is on the radio!
Triple M rocks footy. This quarter for Titanium Caravans. Titanium Caravans are built to tackle Australia's toughest conditions. Visit titaniumcaravans.com.au.
It is the Lions by 3 points at quarter time, 4-4-28. The Crows, who kicked the first three of the game. Hot start from them. 4-1-25. Brett Thomas, Tom Rockcliffe and Simon Black with you at the Gabba today. Beautiful conditions. Before we get Rocky and Blackie's thoughts, let's go downstairs for Bob Jane T-Mart's Belinda Mellon and find out how Mitch Hinge is, the former Lion beat.
He went straight down to the rooms with the team doctor and is yet to reappear, gentlemen. He looked very heavily and looked in quite a bit of pain. So for the Crows, there'll be 3 on the bench to start this quarter. As soon as we get an update, I'll let you know, boys.
Thank you, B. Bob Jane T-Marts have great buy 3, get 1 free plus instant cashback deals. Call or order online today. T's and C's apply. It looked horrible, like just kind of a slip and maybe a hyperextension.
Yeah, it didn't look great, did it? He's had his injury issues in the past, Mitch Hinge, so hopefully, fingers crossed, that all is okay there and we can see him resume at some point. But, it didn't look great towards the end of that quarter. But the Adelaide Crows, they certainly came to play today, didn't they? They brought their contest and ball movement in that first sort of 20 minutes of the game. Unfortunately, Brisbane were able to open them up a couple of times defensively and get their ball movement going, and they were much better towards the back end of that quarter. There's no doubting that. The Brisbane Lions, they started to get their game going, started to win their fair share of the contest, as we expected them to, as good teams do, and respond really strongly. So it's they would be excited by the start that they provided, the Adelaide Crows, but also disappointed to be going in quarter time down, Blackie.
Yeah, exactly, Rock. They started so well, as you said, but Brisbane got their mojo going and they started winning the ball. They started in the contest. That's where it I guess, ignited for Brisbane. They were getting beaten badly in the contested ball and clearances the first 20 minutes of the first quarter, and the tackle pressure from the Crows was outstanding. Ended up that quarter +8 with tackles. So, yeah, the Crows here in the start of this second term need to jump out of the blocks really quickly. Brisbane's got their confidence, got a bit of momentum going here. Adelaide need to start strong in the second term.
About to start this second quarter at Suncorp Stadium. 12 minutes gone. Matildas and France 0-all. France almost scored from a corner, but thankfully parried out by Mackenzie Arnold, the goalkeeper. Here at the Gabba, it is the Lions by 3 points. Hot start so far. Saturday twilight footy just got a shade or two darker as the umpire recalls the bounce for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M rocks footy. Hugh McCluggage in game 150, leading possession getter with 9 Triple M Red Z lending stats and 2 goals. A good start for him. And we'll recall it for a third time. Another stoppage just outside the centre circle. Everybody pushing in. As the umpire throws it up. McInerney, here is McCluggage on cue. Schoenberg juggles it. Teammates free behind him. The old 1-2, they link up through the middle, then go forward. Adelaide into the path there of McAdam. Kick 2 in the opening term on a long lead. Takes the mark in front of Ryan Lester. And he's just inside the 50 if he can make the distance from here. And he thinks he can because he turns his back on the play. And on an angle, here is Shane McAdam.
Yeah, good ball movement from the Adelaide Crows. They were able to win that contest. And I think it was Nankervis off the back. Handball to the big ruckman in O'Brien and got it back and then delivered the footy beautifully inside 50. There was only one man on the ground that could have marked that, and it was McAdam in front of Leicester.
So McAdam for his third. With a perfect start for the Crows this second term. It is almost gun barrel straight. It goes towards the left goal post and then it has just drifted over for a goal. So Adelaide get the all-important first goal of this second term, and McAdam has kicked it. Gets his third, as we mentioned, and that is on the Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard. 5-1-31 the Crows, the Lions 4-4-28, Blackie.
It's been a bit of an issue for Brisbane, the centre bounce scores. Adelaide, that's their second goal out from centre bounce, and they're beautifully orchestrated out of there. We're seeing the Triple M Harbour on replay. For the Lions, they've only scored just the 3 points since round 18 from centre bounce clearances, so that's a real area that they're not winning, they're not getting scores from as well. So they need to tidy that up that area. Oscar McInerney's a player who's looking for line, just dropped away the last month or so. He hasn't been at the level as he was at the start of the year. He's been beaten by a couple of ruckmen decisively recently. He needs to have a big impact for the next month and beyond.
Didn't play against the Dockers last week. Darcy Ford came in, and before that, Jared Witt's got his number in the Cute Clash, and Max Gawn before that. He's a proud man, no doubt. He will want to hit back in a big way. Here is Riley O'Brien getting down low, but Archie picks up the footy, and a high inside 50. Getting up there is Hipwood. Hands and knees now trying to force it out. It does ricochet out the way of Jordan Dawson. The Crows captain to a one-on-one. A good old-fashioned one-on-one on the wing is won by Keys. Schoenberg out wide. Good work there from Brodie Smith. Found his captain Dawson. Sinks it on the left. And a beautiful pass in between two lines to Darcy Fogarty. Just in from the boundary, about 45 out from goal.
It's the ball movement you need. They had both Jack Payne and Harris Andrews back there, but because the speed on the ball was so fast, that's how you get your look inside 50 and a mark. Beautifully orchestrated by the Crows.
Such a strong body as Darcy Fogarty. If Mark Rasciuto played his whole career up forward, it would be like Darcy Fogarty is. Such powerful athletes. So for 2 in a row, similar to how they started the first quarter, in the second, Darcy Fogarty sends it on its way, but it is drifting to the left and through for a behind. Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard. Adelaide now 5-2-32, 4-4-28. Whistle has already gone as the Lions bringing in the field of play.
They're away here, Brisbane.
Up to the wing already. It's Rocky. Here is Bailey. Wants to kick it sideways over the head of Pedler to Lester. Lester looking through the corridor. Instead, he'll go down the line, tries to carry a kick over Saligo's head, and Archie is a good, strong mark overhead, and he takes it to go end-to-end. Cameron calling for it in the pocket, goes in that direction, just held up his run to get his body into Michael Lenny over their heads, and a boundary throw in left forward pocket.
Again, defensively really poor from the Adelaide Crows. A set shot, they found an uncontested mark inside 50, and they went chip, chip, chip all the way along the wing. That's the best time to get sound and set defensively. You should be in your zone positions and be able to keep that footy in their front half. Unfortunately, Brisbane just went coast to coast, deep inside 50 now.
The boundary throw-in falls short in front of the ruckman. Picked up by McCluggage, trying to shake off the Schoenberg tackle. Now McCarthy was touched on the way through. Didn't matter. It's an awkward ball. Bailey in the field of play. Somehow squeezes through and kicks the goal. Well done, Zach Bailey, and that's what he does. He brings that X factor in attack, and he gets the Lions' response. They're back in front, 5-4-34. The Crows, Blackie, 5-2-32.
Yeah, against the really good side, particularly Brisbane at home, you just can't make mistakes like that. There's a ball kicked in, a stray ball from the Brisbane player, and the Adelaide player, we'll see here in the Harvey 9 replay, should have marked it. He fumbled it. Who was it here, Rod?
It was Borlase.
Borlase, yeah. And just Brisbane's crafty small forwards. Charlie Cameron there, good enough to drive his legs, get a handball through to Zach Bailey and kick an easy goal in the end. So Adelaide will rue that opportunity, but this is the thing, the Lions are so potent in that forward 50. They're small forwards. They give him an inch, they'll take a mile, and that's exactly what happened in that instance.
Yeah, they certainly make you pay, don't they? Bailey, what a weapon he is as well, just to be able to throw in the forward line or through the midfield. They bat so deep, the Brisbane Lions, and as you just said, you can't give them an opportunity, particularly in the front half. And the Crows, unfortunately, coughed up a couple of opportunities, and the Lions, too good, they'll take their chances.
Back in the middle, Pretty good bounce from the umpire. Neither ruckman gets up off the ground. Dunkley clean through traffic to Neal. Gets it back from Lockie Neal and then sends a high ball in the 50, drifting up in the air. Hipwood spoiling from behind on Worrell. Now Miller trying to shake off McCarthy, holding the footy against Lincoln McCarthy. In fact, Wayne Miller will take the free kick. And he wants to send the ball short and wide out towards Nankervis. He goes in towards Brodie Smith. Left half back, just outside their defensive 50. Zorko, the man on the mark. And again, short up the line. And this is what they've wanted to do, Rocky, is just possess the footy.
Yeah, they have. They've done it well all day as well. When they've got the footy in hand, they're dangerous, the Adelaide Crows. They know when to kick mark, but then also when to go quick. And they've gone long down the line here, but their composure and ability just to find those uncontested marks has been second to none so far.
Fogarty got it out the back, up towards Leicester. Just got away before he was pinged. It's a hot potato for Berry. Comes out to Zorko.
Great.
Clever handball, as you heard there from Simon and Black. Neal up and running. A bounce up past the wing now. He finds McCarthy pushing up the ground. A great kick into space for Eric Hipwood. Takes the mark. Doesn't want to play on. He's got to Danaher screaming for it now, leading out of the goal square. He had some metres on his opponent. Ignores him. Poor entry. And the juggling mark has been taken by Schoenberg in front of Gunston. What was he thinking?
Opportunity miss, wasn't it? Just too slow to pull the trigger for mine. Eric Hipwood just paused at 2 or 3 seconds, allowed the Adelaide defence to get back. Opportunity gone.
Schoenberg. Long up the line. Man in front. Fogarty couldn't take it, brought it to ground. Hipwood now looks up at the umpire. It's his double team, and the umpire says, give it to me, we'll throw it up.
Yeah, Danaher goal side. That's where Hipwood has to take that mark and then just wheel and go deep inside 50 as we see Charlie Cameron limping down the race, and he's gone out the back with the physios and doctors, so that'll be a watch for B down on the boundary line.
For Bob Jane Teamarts, meantime, Dawson over the top to his ruckman, Riley O'Brien. Short pass into Tex Walker just inside the centre square. The goal square's open. He's going to wind up and has nailed it on the bounce, has he? No. Full bounce in the end. Just missing to the right, through for A behind. 5-3-33 the Crows. Lions 5-4-34. They bring it straight back in quickly to Archie. They got them on transition for their last goal. Now to Pryor's up and running. They might go end to end again, although that kick, looking for Robertson, just bounces past him. Can he keep it in? Yes, but he just lost his balance. He's tripped up. And in fact, did he backheel it? Was it out of bounds? No, it'll be a boundary throw-in just forward of centre. But again, just catching the Crows napping there, Rocky.
Yeah, they do that. They're so quick to get out the back, the Brisbane Lions, with their ball movement. They shift it really fast, and then they're all goal side. And the Adelaide Crows, they need to start to block and stop their opponents from getting goal side of them at the moment. They're going to get opened up badly here if it continues.
And here is Laird, virtually unmarked, tapped straight down his throat from O'Brien. Wilmot, handball, he knew that... that was offline. Mitch Hinge is back on the bench. He's got his knee strapped, so we'll get down to B in a moment, find out how he is, and Charlie Cameron, who's off the field. He just popped up on the Triple M Harvey Norman replay. Meantime, it's the Big O tapping into space. Good strong tackle from Murphy on Wilmot. Let's go downstairs now for Bob Jane Teamarts. Belinda Mellon.
Mitch Hinge has just reappeared, as you said, BT, with that right knee heavily strapped. He's running up and down doing power runs on the boundary. Has just given the thumbs up and nodded his head. He looks happy to go back on.
Yeah, Bob Jane Teamarts have great buy 3, get 1 free, plus instant cashback deals. Call or order online today. T's and C's apply.
As the ball is taken out over the boundary line, there was a tackle there that the crowd at the Gabba thought should have been rewarded. Either a tackle or maybe insufficient intent. Saligo took it over the line like he was scoring a try for the Broncos last night against the Eels here at the Gabba. Here is the Big O, getting the handball forward, aggressive slap forward from Zorko. Dangerous ball there for Laird. He's wrapped up in the Dev Robertson tackle, slung to the ground. Umpire says no free kick, no Pryor. But the Lions, their pressure has lifted in the last couple of minutes.
The heat on the ball is really tight. It's got that sort of finals feel about it this afternoon. It's really hot.
Laird, clean handball. Schoenberg took a hand on the way through from Archie. Ball in dispute. Left half forward. Wilmot drives it over the head there of Danaher. Sets up for the front and centre. Coming through ball lace. Slipping into the legs there of Joe Danaher. And it is a free kick to Big Joe for forceful contact below the knees. His legs are so long, you're probably hard not to fall into his knees.
He's been quiet today, Joe, hasn't he, on the Red Z Lenny stats. He's only had the 3 disposals so far, so he's going to get a one right here in front of goals. A bit unlucky in the end. He was trying to win the footy there at ground level, the Adelaide Crows defender, and there wasn't a great deal in it on the Harvey Norman replay, but Danaher here, go back and He surely can't miss this from 15 out directly in front, can he?
Oh, don't say it, Rocky. Harvey Norman Epic Audio sale. Huge deals on earbuds, headphones, smart speakers and more. Now on at Harvey Norman directly in front. 20 out. Big Joe likes it off the boot. He has kicked it. He's been very, very quiet tonight, but he gets a bit of a cheap one against the Crows, and Joe Danaher hits the scoreboard. Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard. The home team back in front. 6-4-40, Blackie, the Crows, 5-3-33. 10 minutes gone in this second quarter.
Again, those defensive 50 free kicks against, they really hurt, especially when you're 20 metres out straight in front there. So that's the second, potentially third one for the night so far for the Adelaide Crows. Really soft one we see there in the Harvey Norman replay, but it was very stiff for the Crows. But look, some Red Z lending stats. The leading possession getters for either side. Hugh McCluggage in his 150th leading the way for Brisbane. He has 11. Zach Bailey 10. Josh Dunkley 9 and Lockie Neal 9. For the Crows, Dawson has 10. Malera has 10 and Rory Laird has 10 as well.
Triple M Red Z lending stats. Thank you, Blackie. To McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M Rocks Footy back in the middle. Lions by 7 points, and again another recall bounce.
That wasn't the officiating umpire that's paid that. He's paid it from 50 metres away behind. It shouldn't have been a free kick in the end, I don't think.
Mitch Hinge back on the ground for the Crows. Right knee heavily strapped. He's on Archie. He's charging off the line. Wanted to take a body there of Matt Crouch. Really could have sent him into next year. Gave away the free kick. Maybe a bit silly. Up to right half forward. Backpedaling Schoenberg under the high ball. McKenna, good recovery. Kick at right angles as Danaher goes down and wins another free kick against Mark Keane, the Irishman.
That stiff, he just fell over.
The umpires paid it from 70 metres away. The officiating umpire was right on the spot and didn't pay it.
I'm not sure that was there.
A couple of cheap ones going Big Joe's way, and he sends it into attack to a contest. McCarthy was the flyer from behind. There was a man in front, and that was Josh Worrell. Brings the ball to ground. Stoppage in the Lions' attack once again.
Free kick count 9-3 in Brisbane's favour.
Red Z lending stats there, Blackie.
The noise of affirmation. And they're kicking towards the Crows cheer squad end, who do have a bit of support. Here is Thilthorpe out of the ruck, sends a high ball up towards the point of the square. Jack Payne pushing up, takes the juggling mark on the big Tex. And Wilmot wants it short and sideways, but instead Big Jack, why not send it into attack, put the Crows defence under pressure. Thilthorpe, who was a kind of a bit short off the boot, he read it well out of the air. Thilthorpe has taken the mark, not sure where he wants to go. He's going to retreat to his goal square, so the Lions now can push up, but they're all shuffling across to the outer side. Now, he tried to drill a pass in towards Ball Lace, but that kick was not on. It had to be 100% accurate. Hipwood was in the way, takes the mark. It might be a second cheap goal for a Lions key forward coming up.
Not a great kick. Wasn't the right option at all. He's tried to drill that through the corridor, 40-metre spearing pass, and he's laced out Eric Hipwood, who's taken the intercept mark and gets the opportunity to go back now from 45 and try and nail this one for the Brisbane Lions. But the Adelaide Crows, I'll be disappointed with that. The Lions, though, they're sound defensively now. They're switched on, ready to go.
Eric Hipwood's gone back a long way. Ben Brown, Ahmed Saad territory. Just inside the 50, keeps it high, but not straight. Through 4, A behind. 6-5-41 the Lions. 5-3-33 the Crows. Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard. Titanium Caravans built to tackle Australia's toughest conditions. Visit titaniumcaravans.com.au. The Crows go right up the middle. Dawson hit the deck trying to climb over the back of Neal. Comes back into the pack, the rolling maul. Umpire rushes into the centre circle and says, "I'll have it, boys. We'll throw it up again."
Brave tactics go straight long down the middle when they're under the pump at the moment. They're trying to force the issue at the moment, the Adelaide Crows offensively, and you like to see it. This is what young teams do well. They take the game on and try and win it, and that's been the mantra of the Adelaide Crows all season. They've been in most games they've played in.
Matty Mix, very animated on the bench. He's got Darren Burgess there with him, and the runner and Daniel Jackson. From the stoppage, the ball trickles out. It's now picked up by Bailey, trying to squeeze through a couple of Crows defenders, forced to give it up, and they've lost the footy here. Pryor bent over it. Crouch coming in, battling his teammate, then got the handball to Dawson. Dawson now along the deck. Good handball there from Keys, improvising to Lockie Murphy. Sends a long probing ball into attack. Pedlar tried to go out of mid-air, but in the end, Wilmot got a hand to it, saved the day, rushed behind, and again, Rocky, they move it really quickly. They don't waste any time out of defence.
Just really slowing on transition, the Adelaide Crows, aren't they? Brisbane see the opportunity when they win the footy, either through behind or a turnover in their back 50. They just take the game on and down the corridor, and it's on every time at the moment.
Speaking of turnovers, the Lions have turned it over through Berry, but Harris Andrews, as the kick went into attack. Too big, too tall, too strong for Luke Pedler. Takes that at full stretch, the intercept mark at left half back. And he backpedals just to give himself a bit of room, because he's already had one kick smothered coming out of defence. Now he sends it very wide to the boundary. Danaher, clever, the bodywork on Keane. Dropped what he should have taken in the end, and then gave up a free kick to Saligo. Moves it quickly, goes to centre half forward. Clever. Kick over the head of Berry. Miller lets the Lions defence go past him. Tried to find Keys, picked it up off the bounce on the left. Awkward looking ball, will miss. Through for A behind. 5-5-35 the Crows, 6-5-41 are the Lions. 16 minutes gone, second quarter. Triple M, Titanium Caravan scoreboard.
Better ball movement then from the Adelaide Crows. They're able to transition that footy to the corridor. And again, though, the Brisbane Lions have just opened them up, coming back in from full back, and they're up to centre wing now and looking to move it fast.
As Danaher just shoved Dawson, no free kick. Dawson got the handball out there from Saligo. And the Crows with numbers lining up at centre half forward. Miller goes long into space, carry towards Walker. Just lost sight of the footy maybe, through his fingertips. Pryor, Harris Andrews under pressure, asking the question. The boundary line was his saviour in the end. Ben Keys throws his head back, thought he was pinged.
Oh, very, very unlucky Adelaide Crows, especially with the current free kick count. That was a beautiful kick going in. Tex Walker will be absolutely filthy with himself. He spilt a mark he should have taken about 20 metres out. Beautiful ball movement from the Crows again.
And here is Walker edging out. Danaher, Fogarty, the other big body there in attack. Got it to Crouch. The snap on the left from Matt Crouch. No. In fact, it may not be a score. It'll be a free kick to Wilmot. Didn't catch exactly what happened there, but he'll take it.
Got to get some bang for buck here. Crows looking very good. Done a lot well this afternoon. Looking terrific, but going forward, they're just not hitting the scoreboard, not getting the impact that they need at the moment with this Brisbane side. We know how potent they are when they get their running game going.
And they're up and running now. And again, they bring it out to the broadcast side and get them on transition. Here's McKenna. 45 angle kick in towards Bailey. It's almost like a set training play. They knew how Adelaide have issues spreading defensively, so they keep opening them up on this side. McCluggage now to Cam Rayner, points to the spot.
It's like the Lions players see it go through for a behind, and then they just charge forward.
Charging out is Eric Hipwood, takes the mark. They've gone end to end. Hipwood's still a long way from home. He'll start from near the fences. He thought about passing off to Gunston, but that kick would have been like threading a needle. He does thread the needle, but he has picked out a Crows defender, Mitch Hinge, the former Lion. Good to see him back on the field, because he thought it might have been the dreaded ACL when he hyperextended. McElhenney has run himself into trouble, lost the footy. What was he thinking? He had teammates running past, should have given off the easy handball. He's been pinged, and Eric Hipwood now is within scoring range.
He is, and Eric Hipwood, know your capabilities. Know your capabilities. Go back and have a shot on goal here. Don't try and find someone inside 50.
Well, as Clint Eastwood said, a man's got to know his limitations, and McElhenney found out what they were.
The good thing is he followed up and stayed involved, and then he's won the free kick. But for the Adelaide Crows, they just got to give the first give there, coming out of defence. They had Matty Crouch running past. Just give it and overlap and run if you're going to play on in your back 50.
So Hipwood for his first goal had a shot that missed to the left from the other half-forward flank. That was the right half-forward flank. This from the left sends it on its way, drifting across the face of goal. Missing in the other direction, through for A behind. So the goals have dried up in this quarter. 2 to the Lions, 1 to the Crows. Brisbane 6-6-42, 5-5-35. Adelaide again not wasting any time.
Up the corridor again as well. Both teams looking to attack the corridor here at the Gabba tonight.
Michael Henney. They go end to end, straight up the middle. Tex Walker shoves Payne out the way. They've got numbers free. Keys unselfish. Tex Walker, one of the easiest goals you will ever kick. Joe the Goose out the back. He kicks a goal, and I'm not sure what Brisbane were thinking. They're all looking a bit confused out there, as would Chris Fagan there, Rocky. I'll just read the score out before we get your thoughts. Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard. The Lions up by a point, 6-6-42, 6-5-41 the Crows. 19 minutes gone, second quarter.
Yeah, a lot of screaming out there at the moment from Charlie Cameron. He's gone up to the midfield group and said, how about we block the corridor on kick-ins? That's about the third time they've gone straight down the middle. They've just laced one out, 55, straight down the middle, and the Lions just not on defensively at all there, switched off, and both teams would be very disappointed with how they've defended, particularly kick-ins tonight. We've seen them both be opened up, and both offences just move the ball and shift it far too easily, and they went long and fast. Then the Adelaide Crows deep inside 50 to a one-on-one and got the result they wanted.
Triple M Seabus Super special comments from Tom Rockcliffe and Simon Black. Seabus Super making hard work pay off back in the middle for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M rocks footy. Lions by a point. Dunkley trying to pick it up but couldn't. Ball comes out towards the outer side wing. Getting down low, bent over was Archie. Got it to Danaher. The Hollywood handball over his head to Rayner. Just kicks into space. Wasn't sure who would be there. Here is Sloan now, worried off it by Berry. Not sure if he ever took clean possession. Here is McCluggage on his knees. Got it to Zorko, squeezing a kick outside of the right boot. Gunston tried to take a body on the way through. Lost it. Don't think there was a clean possession. No free kick. Doesn't matter because the Crows through numbers pick it up.
Move. Gunston, he's holding his knee as well.
Well, Nankervis will keep an eye on that. Walker the spoil out of bounds. In fact, Bob J. T-Mart's Belinda Mellon B. There's a bit of concern there at half forward for the Lions and Jack Gunston.
Yeah, I'm watching the doctors. They can't get out there fast enough. He hasn't. Oh, he's getting up very slowly now. He was held down and pulled down in that tackle. You could see the wrenching of the knee. I will watch as the doctors bring him towards me, but it does not look good.
Well, you can hear the groans there from Rocky and Simon Black because the replay came up, the Harvey Norman replay, and it looked really awkward, didn't it?
Just hope in that instance it's a medial, it's the inside, which isn't as severe. So as we see here now, he's up with some trainers limping off the ground, but he's important this side. Don't know about that. It's important this big September month coming up, and they're going to need him fit and firing. So he's getting a bit of a jog now. Hopefully it's a bit of a strained medial at best for him.
Harvey Norman Epic Audio Sale, huge deals on earbuds, headphones, smart speakers and more. Now on at Harvey Norman. You can hear the groans from everyone here at the Gabba as Jasper Fletcher, the sub, gets on the exercise bike in case Jack Gunston is done for the day. We thought Mitch Hinch was as well, but he just has the knee strapped up. Hopefully the same story for Jack Gunston. Meanwhile, the game is back underway from the stoppage. Miller, long ball, right half forward. Harris Andrews, another intercept mark. We'll get his mark numbers in a moment. Triple M Red Zep lending stats. Clean kick to McKenna in his 100th game. Dunkley wants it on the broadcast side. Instead, he'll go sideways and backwards to Jack Payne. Big night for him on Tex Walker's kicked a couple. Fast pass in towards Starcevic. In front of Ben Keys. Right half back. And Starcevic, nowhere for him to go other than long and up the line to a contest. Cluggage couldn't take the mark. Neal down to Pryor. Just held on for too long in the tackle there, Fogarty. Lost sight of where the footy was. Jackson Pryor wins the free kick.
Much better, though, from the Adelaide Crows. They've been able to slow the ball movement here from the Lions, force them into that long contest, and probably should have won it and then gone back inside 50. So if they can defend like this more often, they're right in this game. They need to get their defence going, though, the Adelaide Crows.
I reckon the Lions are going to activate their sub almost straight away. Not going to waste any time. It is Jasper Fletcher as Mark Keane tries to bring some rain down very high up in the air, drifting, grazing the fist there of Ben Keys. Just touched, not out of bounds on the full. We'll throw it back in.
It was a pretty severe twist of the knee, wasn't it, by Jack Gunston there. So I'd be very surprised if he comes back on. Wouldn't risk it, as you said, BT. Just let young Jasper Fletcher get out there and have a run.
36-minute gone at Suncorp Stadium. 0-0, Matildas and France in that contest. Choice Hotels around the grounds. And from the boundary throw-in, Robertson now to Rayner. He's tried to shake off a few tackles and hasn't been able to tonight, Cam Rayner. Comes up towards the wing. Oh, met heavily was Mitch Hinge. They'll take the advantage, the Crows. Sloan up towards Pedler. Luke Pedler back in the side. Takes it full-chested in front of Jackson Pryor. Can't waste any time. He's got one-on-ones ahead of him. Hits up a pass in Shane McAdam, who's kicked 3 goals in his opening half of footy.
Yeah, I mentioned earlier the fast ball movement. You just can't defend it. That's a great example there. Ability of Adelaide not to mess around with the ball, just to move it sideways. Bit of shape on the ball, but then to get it in fast to a leading player coming at the kicker. And really nice play there from Malera to be able to, McAdam I should say, coming at the ball carrier. How you catch out that Brisbane defence.
So McAdam's on the runway now. Put the yellow shirt on the turf, wiped off his hands. For his 4th goal, Shane McAdam starts at left, and that's where it stays. Prufera behind. Scores a level at the Gabba. 24 minutes gone. 6-6-42 apiece. Fourth sellout of the season for the Lions. Every game from now until the finals will be played at finals-like intensity as McKenna almost runs himself into trouble. Handballs it up to McCluggage.
Much better.
His kick was smothered. The Crows' forward pressure in the last few minutes has been hot. Laird, Crouch turning one way then the other. Low handball. Neal, Lockie Neal, a great tackle just in the field of play. Will it be rewarded? And Saligo, no prior opportunity there, Rocky.
Much better from the Adelaide Crows there defensively. They were switched on, forced the Lions to play on and then handball, and they all just came forward, forced the intercept. I think it was Matty Crouch got a hand on it, and then they got the turnover inside 50. Another opportunity here to kick a goal.
Boundary throw-in. It was volleyed out of the air there by Tex Walker. Picked up by Robinson. Fast hands out towards McKenna. And just gets that ball out of the danger zone. What came off there at the... Was it a Falcon or the back of the neck there from Danaher? Good recovery, though.
Back
through traffic. Big Joe on the wing. A bullet-like pass will bounce before it gets to Charlie Cameron. Shakes off McElhenney. He's got a teammate, two of them running free. McCarthy will do it himself. Could have given it up to Jared Berry, but he is a sharp shooter. Is Lincoln McCarthy. Gets on the board. End-to-end, the Lions. They hit the front by a goal. 7-6-48, 6-6-42. Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard, fellas, are built to tackle Australia's toughest conditions. Visit titaniumcaravans.com.au.
Joey Danaher, it's in the back of his head, Blackie. He should be over at Suncorp Stadium going for the header for the Matildas, but it's come off the back of his head there on centre wing.
Yeah, we see on the Harvey Norman replay, sure did. And luck to fortune, the goal kicker, Lick McCarthy, is the one who tapped it forward onto Danaher's path. And then McCarthy charged forward incredibly hard. And this is the thing, Charlie Cameron, you can't keep him out of the game for too long. His ability to be able to break through a tackle there, and Lick McCarthy follow up. Beautiful piece of play, lovely left foot snap. I think for Adelaide Crows, they had their opportunities. They had several looks going forward. They didn't take it, didn't hit the scoreboard with a goal. And Brisbane go down the other end, and we see it so regularly, and they get a goal on the flip side.
Up by a goal, 7-6-48, 6-6-42. Game on at the Gabba, 27 minutes gone in this first half of footy. And what a half it's been, up to right half forward. Big tackle there from Ryan Lester on Saligo, who's been, might be a bit sore at half time. He was driven into the turf by Lockie Neal and now by Ryan Lester. But it's up the Crows attacking in, most importantly. Umpire throws it out, 50 out from their goal. Taken out by the Big O. As we heard from Simon Black, he's had his colours lowered in his last few games. Here is Saligo, the high ball to half forward. Spoil from behind, came from McKenna. Fogarty kept his feet, tried to socket it off the ground. But Caitlin Ford, he is not, and that goes out of bounds on the full.
Just really, really silly play there from Fogarty. He could have just taken the ball over, stoppage inside 50. There was nothing ever going to come from that off the ground. There was people all in front of him. They would have touched the ball before it went through. So he tried to soccer it and kicks it on the full. And now easy release from the Brisbane Lions. You just got to play the percentages there. Just take the footy over, let it bounce over, get a stoppage inside 50, give your midfielders a chance to kick goal.
2-minute warning. That sign's gone up on the Crows bench. Red time now. Here is Crouch. Good hands into Schoenberg. Looks up into space. Good kick. Will it carry to Fogarty? Got two hands to it. Should almost be a free kick there. Harris Andrews will take the body rather than the ball. Rocky, they have not had the rub of the green so far tonight, Adelaide.
No, they haven't. The Adelaide Crows, they could count themselves stiff so far in this first half. There's no doubting that there on the Harvey Norman replay. Darcy Fogarty sat under that footy, almost completed the mark, and Harris Andrews just bulldozed him over. Quite incredible that he didn't win a free kick then.
Lions by a goal, boundary throw-in. Walker tried to tap it over his head. Dunkley was met heavily by Luke Pedlar. And Pedlar has got the free kick because he was the one who caught one in the head, even though he bulldozed Dunkley.
52.
Well, they're arguing the point, saying, well, Dunkley was the one who hit the ground, but Pedlar was taken higher.
Pedlar did very well there. He actually sort of ducked his head into Josh Dunkley coming towards him. The umpire bought the high tackle, so... luck to fortune, Brisbane players have winched the umpires and got given away 50 as a consequence.
Jared Berry just threw the footy away, actually, on the Harvey Norman replay there. He just threw it, didn't return the footy on the full. And as we know, if you don't do that, Blackie, they're quick to penalise that 50 metre.
So brings him right in front in the goal square. Luke Pedlar, goal number 24 from the season, is an important one because it has levelled the scores. Both teams have kicked 3 goals in this second quarter. Doesn't get any more even than this. 7-6-48 apiece. Almost 30 minutes gone with about a minute and change remaining. in this first half here at the Gabba.
It's a great game of footy, isn't it? That's a really, really high level, high intensity game of footy.
Feels like a final.
It does, yeah. Might at times be the most skillful game you'll see, but it's because of the heat that each side's bringing defensively. It's been really good. The pressure from the Crows coming up here, they knew they had to bring the heat defensively to this Brisbane side, particularly on this home deck. They're plus 12 for tackles. They're really starting to deny, well, all night they've been denying time and space from the Lions. And their intent to get after that Brisbane jumper has been really impressive, and we've got a great game on our hands.
Great game at Suncorp too. Mary Fowler missed clearance from the French defence. Almost an open goal, but a French defender came across late, so just missed a golden opportunity there in Matildas as they get close to half-time, as we are here. And
Gunston
here come
back
the Crows.
Jack Gunston back on the bench as well, BT.
Good signs. Rory Laird, the entry into attack, getting back. Phil Thorpe couldn't take the mark, backing into the pack. Boundary thrown right forward pocket.
He's emerged. It's heavily strapped that knee, but it would be a miracle if he gets back out there on the ground. He was trying to jog off when that injury happened. He couldn't get any momentum going whatsoever, so it seems a bit bizarre if they're going to take the risk on him.
So it did look like, Jasper Fletcher was straight up on his feet, stalking the boundary line, thinking he was going to come on, so maybe a good sign, but as you said, don't want to take any risks with a few weeks now until the finals with a veteran player like him. Big spoil from Ball Ace, straight to the hands though of Bailey at left half back. His kick without looking will be taken by Josh Worrell.
It's good shape defensively from the Crows there. Brisbane's key forward's got too high, and Zach Bailey just didn't look, just blazed away thinking Daniel would be there, but no one to be found.
Long ball there from Worrell to a contest, crouched through traffic. Here's Schoenberg out towards Sloane into space. Here is Walker on the left, high drifting ball near the goal square. Awkward one for Rayner. He took the mark safely. Deep in defence. Did he? No.
No, it didn't complete it. The umpire half blew his whistle, then took it out of his mouth. And how sharp are Matty Crouch's hands. He's so quick to be able to take that footy from the contest areas, front and centre, and find Pedler with the handball release.
It's up to 19 touches now, Matty Crouch.
More touches than games this year. Matt Crouch. Here is Walker again. A deft tap down. Chases it up. Out of mid-air from Saligo. Through for a rush behind. But this is a big win if they can hold this lead here, fellas. If Adelaide goes in at half-time with the lead, that'd be massive.
Massive. Their energy's been superb. You cannot knock just about anything with the way the Crows are going about it. They've been fantastic.
Triple M C-Bar Super Special comments. Simon Black, Tom Rockcliffe. Brisbane trying to negotiate their way safely out of defence as we tick down to half-time. And they do get out of their defensive 50, but it is a boundary throwing.
Yeah, Red Z leading stats as well. They've gone inside 50 29 times. Adelaide Crows for 15 scores from them. Brisbane Lions, they're going at a high rate as well. They've been inside 50 26 times for the 13 scores there on the Red Z leading stats.
I think I can see a smile on the face there of Matty Nix. The Crows with a 1-point lead. The siren close to sounding. In fact, there it is. Half-time at the Gabba. What a contest we have had so far. The Crows have come to play. The Lions haven't lost here all season. Are they about to? 7-7-49 Adelaide with their noses in front. 7-6-48 are the Lions. It is Brett Thomas, Tom Rockcliffe, Simon Black and Belinda Mellon will talk you through what we've seen here at the Gabba in that first half. After this, for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M rocks footy.
That quarter for Titanium Caravans. Titanium Caravans are built to tackle Australia's toughest conditions. Visit titaniumcaravans.com.au.
For Ream Hot Water,
Triple M rocks footy.
built tough for Aussie conditions. When it comes to water heating, ask your plumber to install a Ream.
Shut up! The footy's on Triple M!
Straight after this game, join the Temper Mattress call team for Carlton and Melbourne.
The Blues are headed to September. They're starting to heat up now, the Demons.
For Ream Hot Water and McDonald's, Triple M rocks footy.
Folks, hot water for your home is a long game. You know what I'm talking about. Trust the one that's steady, hot and strong. There's a lot of hot water offers going around these days for brands you've probably never heard of. My advice, always ask for a Ream. Whether it's heat pump, solar or the very best in hot water, Ream have been building Aussie tough water heaters in Australia for over 80 years. So if you need a hot water system, ask your plumber to install a Ream.
Real people, real products, real fun. No matter who you are, Sexyland has something real sexy for everyone. With Australia's biggest range of sexy costumes, lingerie, couples toys and fun gifts and games for adults. 11 stores in Melbourne and Geelong open till midnight 7 days a week. Or shop online for 2-hour delivery.
Take me now, hot cool man. Take me now,
sexyland.com.au.
Earthworks are better with Command Machine Control. Dig to your digital plan with surgical precision. Eliminate the chances of rework. Reduce surveyor costs and get real-time remote tech support. Command's UniControl turns a novice into a pro from the get-go. If you're not using UniControl to move dirt, you need to talk to the boss. UniControl. It's machine control made simple. From Command with a K.
If you're an electrician, builder or interior designer, Beacon Trade is your partner, adding value to your business, offering free services like same-day delivery and lighting designs. Sign up to partner with Beacon Trade and together, let's make light work.
Do your Coles shopping on DoorDash and pay the same price as in store. From grocery top-ups to stocking the pantry or planning your weekly meals, shop Coles at in-store prices and get it delivered in 45 minutes on DoorDash. Plus, if an item you order is out of stock, your Dasher will message you while shopping, keeping you in control with no surprises. DoorDash, more to your door than you think. Based on average delivery times. Delivery times not guaranteed. Delivery and service fees apply.
Kobe is a cheeky 9-year-old that loves bikes and fast cars. He has acute flaccid myelitis, which has meant long hospital stays away from his family. But Kobe and his family had time together thanks to his wish to live like his favourite YouTubers.
Kobe's wish came true when he stayed in a mansion, played laser tag and rode in a limo.
Helping sick kids find hope is something we all have the power to do.
Find out how at makeawish.org.au.
Make a wish.
For a limited time, get a great deal on the 160 kilowatt 2023 LDV 260 Max from $36,990 drive away for ABN holders. That's $2,000 off. Visit a dealer today. LDV, bring it on. New stock vehicles only. T's and C's and exclusions at ldvautomotive.com.au.
Shut up! The foot is on Triple M!
Straight after this game, join the Temper Mattress call team for Carlton and Melbourne.
The Blues are headed to September. They're starting to heat up now, the Demons.
Marine Hot Water and McDonald's, Triple M rocks footy.
Shut up! The foot is on the radio!
Triple M rocks footy. This halftime break for Mitre 10 Trade. Get in, get out, get on with it at Mitre 10 Trade.
We are getting a preview of what's to come in September, I reckon. The question is, will the Crows be there? They're certainly playing like a finals team right now, and I reckon, fellas, halftime here at the Gabba, by the way, it is the Crows by points, 7-7-49, 7-6-48. I reckon you can make the case that the Crows are the best team outside of the 8. Obviously, Geelong is there as well. What do you guys think? The way they're playing today, is this a finals team? The way they're playing Adelaide?
They're certainly close, aren't they? You have a look at the live ladder. They're actually sitting 8th at the moment, so they have jumped a lot of teams there today on the live ladder. But you've got the Giants sitting outside at the moment as well. They've been really consistent throughout the season, probably surprised a few along the way. Essendon sitting out, Geelong as well. So Richmond behind the Crows as well. So they probably have earned the right to be that. They're certainly a very, very dangerous team at home. Unfortunately, they just haven't been able to get it done on the road. They've had some close losses that may haunt them towards the back end of the season. They went down to the Demons by 4 points, and if they can come out with some momentum in this second half and give themselves a really strong opportunity to potentially jump into the 8, and they've got to win their last 3 games. They've got the Swans next week and then the West Coast Eagles. So they're a big chance if they win this game of footy tonight.
Halftime break for Mitre 10 Trade. Get in, get out and get on with it at Mitre 10 Trade. The Lions are seeing, what could come for them in the finals, because finals are a different ball game. Although they've been strong at the Gabba in the home and away season, they have lost some big finals here before, Blackie.
Yeah, they have. It's Adelaide of full credit to them. They've come up here. They're playing with great intent, great intensity, and they're taking it up to Brisbane. Their ability to be able to stop Brisbane's. They've only had the 4 marks inside forward 50 Brisbane, and Adelaide since round 10 have only conceded 8 marks in their defensive 50, which is an enormous stat for this young defence of the Adelaide Crows. And tonight they're doing really well. The clearance battle around the middle of the ground. I spoke pre-game the importance of the midfield battle, and the Adelaide Crows are really sort of serving it up to the Lions. They're holding their own, the contested possession aspect of it, and when they get the ball, they're going. And they're really starting to really go through middle of the ground. They're taking it on, and they're getting some looks inside forward 50. They had the 6 marks themselves in their forward 50, the Crows. And Brisbane 3 games out from the finals. You want to start to really build a bit of momentum and real form. And Brisbane, for mine, they're still not playing at their best. And they've got an opportunity here for the second half and for the next fortnight ahead to really build their season and hit September in great form, because they've been a really good side, but can they become a great side? And for mine at the moment, Brisbane have really got to take that step. Are they good enough to do it? Are they hungry enough to do it? Are they tough enough to do it? We all know they've had a great track record here at the Gabba, but playing away, that's what we're going to see. But obviously next week, Friday night, they've got Collingwood Marvel, which will be a great contest for them.
And they need to win this game as well to keep their top two chances alive. If they finish top two, it goes a long way to them to potentially playing in their first grand final for a long period of time. If they don't win tonight, finish third or fourth, they've got the MCG waiting for them in the first week of finals, and Melbourne or Collingwood that they're going to have to take on. So it makes their road to that grand final all the much harder if they don't finish in the top two. They've got a beautiful opportunity tonight to just really run over the top of the Adelaide Crows in this second half if they get their game going. But as you said, the Crows have taken it right up to them and if not matched them and exceeded expectations here tonight.
And of course, after this, we've got big game at the MCG, Carlton and Melbourne, and the Demons are just a small percentage ahead of the Lions, so it's huge, top two.
It's enormous, and as Rock said, I mean, I wouldn't be overly confident the Lions winning two finals away. That's the value of, if you finish top two, you get the two home finals, whether it's the first and third week or first and second. And for Brisbane, their track record away, they need to finish this second half strong. They need to win it convincingly. They need to make a statement. Brisbane need at home tonight. They need to make a statement against a side who's really desperate to win. Oh no, we're not going to come in our home patch and take it to us. Brisbane, at the moment, they're getting shown. I'm not sure. We're not convinced how good they are at the moment.
Well, they were ambushed by the Suns a couple of weeks ago. Just scraped over the line against the Dockers, so not playing their best footy right now, but still in a good place. Third on the ladder and just percentage off top two. So there's time for them to hit top gear leading into the finals. The halftime break for Mitre 10 Trade. Get in, get out and get on with it at Mitre 10 Trade. And let's take in our Amy Clanger now as well. Halftime, who covers Clangers on and off the field? Amy does. Here's a comical moment for Joe Danaher that ended up pretty okay for the big man. Picked up by Robinson, fast hands out towards McKenna and just gets that ball out of the danger zone. What came off there was it a Falcon or the back of the neck there from Danaher? Good recovery though.
Back through
traffic. Big Joe on the wing. A bullet-like pass will bounce before it gets to Charlie Cameron. Shakes off McElhenney. He's got a teammate, two of them running three. McCarthy will do it himself. Could have given it up to Jared Berry, but he is a sharp shooter. Here's Lincoln McCarthy, gets on the board, end-to-end the Lions.
Joey Danaher, it's in the back of his head, Blackie. He should be over at Suncorp Stadium going for the header for the Matildas.
Is that the greatest recovery from a Falcon you've ever seen?
It was. It just sat perfectly for him. And you're lucky that we don't have a clanger in the Amy box today, in the Triple M box today, because you've had an absolute mare today, BT.
I'm not sure what you're talking about.
You've been down to the shops, bought yourself 2 drinks and a chocolate bar before the game.
I didn't leave the ground and go to a milk bar.
And then you didn't offer anyone in here anything. And then at half-time, there's actually food here for the first time at the Gabba, and you've rushed down there and ate a couple of sausage rolls at half-time and bought nothing back.
I didn't think it would be a good look if in front of everyone in the media centre I grabbed a whole bunch of sausage rolls and pies and swiped them all and brought them back here. It's time for you to run Rocky.
You've got Simon Black sitting here, who's been rubbing shoulders with the opposition leader and all the big wigs down there in Canberra this week. Who else were you with this week, Blackie, down there in Canberra? You didn't even offer him anything.
Yeah, there's a few of them. There was a big week at Parliament House for the Friends of Parliament on Tuesday night.
Well, look, if you're lucky and we go to a break now, there might still be some left.
Come on, Rock, you love a pie, get down there.
Half-time here at the Gabba. It is the Crows with a 1-point lead, 7-7-49. The Lions are 7-6-48. For McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M rocks footy. Time now for a news update with Ann Stone.
Thanks very much, guys. Just about the whole of Australia is currently watching the Matildas taking on France in their World Cup quarter-final clash in Brisbane. There was drama before the match, though, with Sam Kerr starting on the bench. And the PM has given us hope we will get a public holiday if the Tillies win the tournament. Albo brushing off backlash, saying it happened last year when Canberra announced a public holiday after the Queen's death.
Some said that was something that would cause economic disruption. What that did, of course, was lead to increased economic activity in a whole lot of businesses, particularly small businesses.
Also making news today, several locals have offered to donate an organ to the Victorian man still in a critical condition after suspected mushroom poisoning. The death toll from those Hawaii wildfires now stands at 67. Australia is offering its help. Petrol prices are expected to start dropping over the next few weeks. And the big prawn on the New South Wales Central Coast has lost its head. It's been a draw card at the Big T Roadhouse in Crankin Bay since 1991, but now someone's removed its head with an angle grinder.
At Amart, it's your final chance to shop winter sale savings of up to 50% across a huge range of furniture. Save on lounges, living, dining and more. End soon, so hurry into Amart.
It's been fine and sunny in Brizzy today, and it's perfect conditions for twilight footy. Right now, 20 degrees at the Gabba, where it's half-time. The Crows leading the Lions by 1 point. The police reply quickly to texting drivers. That's a message from the TAC as Triple M rocks footy.
That halftime break for Mitre 10 Trade. Get in, get out, get on with it at Mitre 10 Trade.
For Ream Hot Water and McDonald's.
Triple M rocks footy.
Case IH has passed the test of time for 180 years. They started in a shed with a thick coat of red. Rocky, let it go. Then they dug their heels into traction and overhauled harvesting. Then they really honed in, Rocky, with application accuracy, and they found a way to get machines to talk. They've been here from fierce continents to frozen ones, from the monstrous to the autonomous. Then they plan on staying here. Case IH, it's what we do. Contact your local dealership today.
Hey, if you haven't heard Triple M in a while, now's a good time for some revision. We're famous for only playing rock's greatest hits. If it's not one of rock's greatest hits, like this, then you won't hear it here. We're all about good times and rock's greatest hits. Melbourne's 105.1. Triple M.
Sizzling bacon and juicy 100% Aussie Angus meets a golden cheesy patty. The new Cheesy Angus at Macca's. Now that puts the win in winter. Available after 10:30am for a limited time.
Real people, real products, real fun. No matter who you are, Sexyland has something real sexy for everyone. With Australia's biggest range of sexy costumes, lingerie, couples toys and fun gifts and games for adults. 11 stores in Melbourne and Geelong open till midnight 7 days a week. Or shop online for 2-hour delivery.
Take me now, hot cool man. Take me now,
Sexyland.com.au.
With IGA's Community Give Back Sale, you can make big savings.
And help support local causes.
Just look for tickets on specials, like Cadbury Chocolate Block 160 to 190 gram selected varieties, $2.75 each, half price. Now at your local IGA. Offer ends August 15 while stocks last.
The Volkswagen T-Roc 110 TSI style.
Ooh.
With sophisticated, stylish design.
Whoa.
Available from just $39,990 drive away.
Nice.
Isn't it time you SUVW?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Conditions and exclusions apply. Visit Volkswagen.com.au.
Are you in a music slump? Need a mood booster?
No matter what type of mood you're in, Listener has the perfect music station for you.
Find your inner rock god with Hard and Heavy. Tap into the golden age with 70s hits. Or release your inner rodeo with Triple M Country. Download the Listener app now and search Mood to find your perfect music station.
All new Easy Coat from Taubmans. Easy to apply, easy to dry, easy to clean. For an easy as paint job, visit your local Bunnings warehouse today. All new Easy Coat. Easy as.
One of the world's biggest shows, Billions, returns for an epic final season only on Stan.
This is what you've been waiting for.
Axe is back.
Sounds to be a billionaire these days. Let's get to it.
And he saved his biggest play for one last showdown.
This is it. You can't escape your enemies.
It's all been leading up to this as the stakes grow from Wall Street to the world.
We're going to tell you what we're going to do, and then we're going to do it.
The final season of Billions, now streaming only on Stan.
When you face the world with Cetaphil, they do the skincare and you do you. Like Hayley Rasso, Australian and international football superstar. She's always travelling to different climates. From the UK to Australia, her skin is left dry and dull. She faces the world with Cetaphil's new Optimal Hydration Water Gel, packed with hyaluronic acid that keeps her skin hydrated for 72 hours, or one really long-haul flight. Hayley gets her dermatologist-recommended Cetaphil for a great price every day at Chemist Warehouse.
Shut up. The footy's on the radio.
Triple M rocks footy.
This quarter for Beacon Trade. Beacon Trade's here to partner with your business with lighting and electrical products for every Aussie home. Beacon Trade, let's make light work.
Yeah, both teams back out on the Gabba, ready to get this second half started. The Crows starting with a 1 point lead, 7-7-49. The Lions 7-6-48. Brett Thomas, Tom Rockcliffe, Simon Black, Belinda Mellon on the boundary are your call team. And Choice Hotels around the grounds. Whatever your reason for travelling, you'll get the lowest price guaranteed when you book direct at choicehotels.com. So go ahead and book it. Suncorp Stadium here in Brisbane. What an afternoon, what a night for sport. It is 0-0, Matildas and France in their quarter-final, but Mary Fowler looks like has just won herself. Is it a penalty or just free kick? Okay, but a set piece came out for the Matildas. Let's hope they can get their noses in front. Rocky, from what we've seen here tonight, it's been a cracking contest so far, and the Lions haven't been tested too often on their home deck.
No, they haven't. They've been sensational here most of the year, haven't they? They haven't played their best footy at certain times, but they've always found a way to win. I mean, they beat Geelong not so long ago here when they weren't at their absolute best. They beat Collingwood in that blockbuster Easter Thursday game earlier in the season, but they always find a way to win the Lions at home. So this is a real credit to the Adelaide Crows and how much they've developed over the last 12 months and how much they've improved, and they're taking on one of the best teams in the competition on their home deck and certainly serving it up to them.
This quarter for Beacon Trade. Beacon Trade's here to partner with your business to make every tradie's job easier. Got a massive range of lighting and electrical products for every Aussie home, and all at trade exclusive prices. Join Beacon Trade. Let's make light work. Just outside the area, the Matildas have a free kick. Alana Kennedy has kicked that straight into the wall. Maybe should have given it to Steph Catley on the left. She's a massive Saints fan. Where's number 7 because of Lenny Hayes to Steph Catley, as the Matildas looking for their opening goal there at Suncorp. Sellout crowd there, as it is here for the Crows, fighting to get back in the top 8 and play finals against the Lions, who are shooting for top 2, because after this it is the Blues and the Demons. The Demons just ahead of them on percentage. Who needs to lift in this second half? We'll start with the home team, fellas, because they're not quite playing at their best, as you've said, Blackie.
Charlie Cameron's only had the 4 touches to half-time. Hasn't kicked a goal yet, so I want to see him lift. And the other one's Cam
Rayner.
Cam Rayner. He's the one, number 1 draft pick. I want to see more consistency out of Cam Rayner. He's a player, I think he can hit the scoreboard more than he does.
Jack Gunston not on the ground either, so that's a watch and see at the moment as well to see if he comes back on the ground.
Well, let's go to Bob Jane Teamarts quickly. Belinda Mellon.
They have indeed activated their sub.
Jasper Fletcher.
Jasper Fletcher. I forgot your name. Jasper Fletcher is on the ground right in front of me, out on the wing. Scans for Jack Gunston during the week. He went through a fitness test at halftime. Could hardly move on that strapped up left knee, so they tried their best to get him back out there, but he will go for scans on that injury during the week.
Thank you, B, for Bob Jane Teamarts. Bob Jane Teamarts have great buy 3, get 1 free plus instant cashback deals. Call or order online today. T's and C's apply. Let's put this yellow Sharon on the turf up and get this second half underway. Crows by a point, Rocky.
They're another group that need a lift in this second half, the umpires. They didn't have their best first half of footy, did they?
Absolutely not, especially if you're a Crows fan. It is well in the Lions' ledger in terms of free kicks in the first 2 quarters. But the Crows can hold their heads high. They kicked the first 3 goals of the game. They scored first in the second quarter. Let's see if they can do it again in the third. Underway at the Gabba. Lions will get first possession, though. Retreating as Dunkley. Got it to Wilmot. Awkward ball on his left into space. Archie ran out of real estate. Will throw it back in. Almost true centre wing out of sight of the ground.
Yeah, Brisbane good enough to win that clearance, but the pressure from the Adelaide Crows again. They've started the second half exactly the way they started this game. They were able to force them all the way back to half-back to then a wide clearance. So really good defence at the moment from the Adelaide Crows.
Fletcher, the sub, as we heard from B, straight into action. Tried to balk around Crouch, who wasn't buying. So sends a wobbly ball up towards the wing. It was touched off the boot. Charging out with the aggression there, Archie. He's got one arm claim, though. Hits the deck. Crows is saying, how about holding the footy? Umpire says no. We'll throw it up again.
Can hit a pack hard, can't he, Archie? Really body lines the ball beautifully.
Matty Crouch not buying that. It sounds like UBT not buying anything for us up here in the box at all.
Didn't need to. It was free. Thank you, Rocky. We managed to get some party pies into you.
Oh, those McDonald's cheesies range, they were delicious, PT.
We love them. As the Crows go into attack, Walker flying against 2. Philthorpe down, picked it up, and dribbled through a goal. Ben Keys Great goal for the Crows. And again, as they did in quarters 1 and 2, they've got the all-important first goal. Great goal there for the former Lion, fellas.
That's his second goal. He's been a real asset for the Adelaide Crows. Spent a lot of time in the midfield, as we know, real prolific, but he's been forward in recent times. And for a young player of the game, we see on the Harvey Norman replay, just the way Ben Keys gets front and centre here. Perfect spot. Once he gets it, drives his legs beautifully. Would-be tackler from Brisbane, has no influence, and a great result. Great start to the second half for the Crows.
Yeah, Harvey Norman, epic audio sale. Huge deals on earbuds, headphones, smart speakers, and more now at Harvey Norman.
Good job, Rocky. Ben Keys has kicked more goals this season than Thilthorpe, Rochelle. That's a good work from a player who spends a fair bit of time in the middle as well. So, first blood of the Crows. Can the Lions respond? Here is McCluggage weaving through traffic through the middle. Turns, kicks it to centre half forward. Crows with the extra number. Mark Keane dropped what he should have taken. Ball hit the deck. Someone was being held, and that someone was Charlie Cameron.
Geez, there wasn't much in that. I would have thought we'll see this on the Harvey Norman replay. What do you think, Rob?
Yeah, again, not a great deal in it, but all those 50-50 calls are just going the Adelaide, going the Brisbane Lions' ways. Oh, there is nothing in that. Simon Black, if that's a free kick, you deserved another 7,000 disposals in your career. There is no way that's a hold.
The big Crows fans screaming at the radio right now. And the Crows kick the first. This lets the Lions off the hook. If Charlie Cameron converts, and he does, skips through it. Arms have gone out. We're about to hear his favourite song. That's his first goal of the afternoon as well, Charlie Cameron. Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard. Beacon Trade is here to partner with your business by designing your lighting and electrical plans for free. Beacon Trade, let's make light work, as Country Road sings out around the Gabba, Blackie.
I think it's their fourth
goal from a free?
Goal from a defensive 50 free kick against for the Adelaide Crows tonight. It's really hurt them, and we see here again on the Harvey Norman replay. Goodness me, there's a little tug of the jumper there. And Charlie goes back and kicks a goal. But for Adelaide, they're just going to keep positive. They've started the second half well. They've done the contested ball clearance and scores from stoppages, which was such a telling stat when they win over the course of the season. Really good in those areas in the first half. Got to keep that on, and we see the first upset for Brisbane at the Gabba this year.
Crows still by a point. Bounces a bit offline. The umpire will recall that. Triple M Seabus Super Special comments tonight from the Brownlow medalist Simon Black, and a former BNF winner at the Lions, and an All-Australian in Tom Rockcliffe. Back in the middle, tapped down into the path of Laird. Just got a boot to it as he was winged by Dunkley. Ball in dispute now through the middle. Archie. Numbers peeling off around him. Zorko, he came from behind, just got his kick away in time into space. Strong mark there from the sub in Jasper Fletcher. Gets back on the mark quickly. Winds up, wants to send it long, give his key forwards a chance. Where are they? The good fist from Riley O'Brien getting back in the hole as Charlie Cameron goes to ground, looks up at the boundary throw in left forward pocket. Lions attacking in.
Great contest so far, hasn't it? All night it has been. It's going to be who can stand up in those big moments. The Adelaide Crows winning the battles at the moment, but Brisbane Lions are going to throw everything at this in the second half.
The crowd is lifting as well. Picked up off the deck by the big O. Oscar McInerney. Goal square is open. Getting back and spoiled through Eric Kipwood there with Worrell. Through for a rush behind. Brings the scores back to level. 8-7, 55 apiece. 5 minutes gone, third quarter. Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
Just some quick Red Z lending stats for the Brisbane Lions. Hugh McCluggage, number one ranked player on the ground, has 16 touches. Lockie Neal 14, Bailey 14. For Adelaide, Matt Crouch 19, Lera 15, and Laird 14.
Red Z lending, loans for the self-employed, REDZED.com.
The Crows up and running on the wing. It is Saligo out wide, strong mark overhead by McAdam. He's kicked 3 goals in that first half. Looking for Tex Walker, goes over the header of Leicester and found him. The big Texan into attack, squeezes a beautiful pass and finds a teammate. Beautifully done, and he's found his captain.
Pedler inside 50.
We spoke earlier, Rock, didn't you? You mentioned the ability of his foot skills inside forward 50. We played with another great player, Jonathan Brown, who'd have the ball outside forward 50. He wouldn't find a target beautifully well, and just the weight on that kick from Tex Walker to I guess, split a couple of Lions defenders. Beautifully done.
Yeah, a lot of bodies in front of him, Tex Walker, but he found Luke Pedler on his left for his second goal. He has negotiated that beautifully, Luke Pedler. So he's kicked a couple and sold the Crows in this third term. They edge ahead again. They're 9-7-61, 8-7-55 are the Lions. Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard. Choice Hotels around the grounds, Blackie. You're keeping an eye on the Matildas and France there in their quarter-final.
Oh, I just see Sam Kerr's got the ball now, just coming on the ground. She's going forward.
And she's trying to square up a pass. The Matildas in possession. We'll keep you updated there. Choice Hotels around the grounds. But the Crows have come to play. They've been phenomenal.
Again, defensively, both teams, we've said it all night, from their kicking, when the opposition's kicking the footy in, they've been opened up, and no different there. The Adelaide Crows went long to a contest, but they had the numbers there and they just played off that and found the uncontested marks out on the outer wing. Tex Walker found Pedler inside 50. So both teams defensively, they've been opened up here tonight, concerning in the coaches' boxes.
For McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M Rocks footy, game on at the Gabba, back in the middle. O'Brien chases up his hit out that he won, but the ball bounced away from him. Picked up by McCluggage, got it to Dev Robinson. A high, awkward, wobbling ball. Was it marked by Hipwood? Not long enough, said the umpire. Dunkley went to ground. Fletcher is tackled into the turf by Mitch Hinge. We thought he did his knee, but he's made a great recovery. And he's back on the ground, and a strong tackle. Now into space from the ruckwork. Saligo out wide. Lions forward pressure. Sweating on the Crows defenders. They're gang tackling at the moment on Dawson, Cameron and McCluggage. Umpire blew the whistle before they took him to ground. Here is O'Brien tapping it boundary side. McCluggage, 2 goals in the first term. That one, the snap, is missing everything out of bounds on the full, Blackie.
Well, Adelaide's done well tonight, guys, of their tackle pressure. They've had plus 16 tackles now. They're really denying Brisbane a lot of time and space when they get it. And another key stat is Brisbane's only had 4 marks inside forward 50. It's been a superb effort from the Crows defence in that aspect of the game.
As the Crows coming out of defence, going to a contest. Stacks on the mill, umpire rushes in. Dunkley taken to ground by Dawson. We'll throw it up again. Intriguing battle between the two ruckmen. They halved that ruck contest. Fast hand Zorko outside of the right boot from McKenna. And then he hit the belly of the ball and it falls in the lap there of Charlie Cameron directly in front. Will line up for his second goal of the night and second of his third term.
Just kept his eyes on the footy, didn't he, Charlie Cameron, there when the footy was a missed kick. There's no doubting that from McKenna inside 50. Put a bit of a spin on it, but Cameron kept his eyes on the footy, found the drop zone, first to react, takes an uncontested mark inside 50.
So Charlie Cameron, no angle to speak of, about 35 to 40 outs, kicks it, scores level at the Gabba, 9-7, 61 apiece, 9 minutes gone in this third quarter. Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard. Beacon Trade, fellas, is here to partner with your business by designing your lighting and electrical plans for free. Beacon Trade, let's make light work.
How's our man there, BT? We know he went down to Canberra this week. Blackie was smoozing with all the Parliament down there in
Champagning and campaigning.
But he just goes, who do you need to lift at half time? He says, Charlie Cameron. What's he do?
Cameron.
He's just got the influence everywhere, Simon Black, whether it's down in Canberra or here at the Gabba. He called for it, Blackie, and it's happened in this third quarter.
Yeah, well, he didn't need much at half time, did he? He needed to find something, and as you said, beautifully, he just identified that kick off the boot, the drop zone of the ball before his opponent, and he's kicked 2 quick goals in the second half.
So Charlie Cameron's come alive. And again, even Stevens at the Gabba, 61 points apiece for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M Rocks footy bursting out of the middle of Zach Bailey. Outside of the right boot, got a lot of purchase on that as Danaher's trying to edge his opponent underneath it. Pack forms, McCarthy turning that way, then the other over his shoulder. Is it going to come off? It is. It's clean bowled a number of players and through for a goal. Bit of luck there, but he's got it, and Lincoln McCarthy gets his second. Great goal to the Lions. 2 in a row in quick succession, up by a goal. 10-7-67, Crows 9-7-61.
It's becoming a real shootout, isn't it? The game's opening right up here, and the ability of Brisbane to get a score from stoppage. You see the Matildas having a shot on goal. No score, BT, but yeah, it's a great contest here at the Gabba. It's a real arm wrestle. Both sides getting their looks, getting their opportunity, and it's the first centre bounce goal for Brisbane, for the second, I should say, centre bounce goal for the night. And we've got a hell of a contest on our hands.
Geez, Mary Fowler had another golden opportunity to put the Matildas ahead. The ball fell at her feet on the left, but straight into the goal. Umpire parried out, but the Matildas are peppering away, and so too are the Lions.
Goal umpire?
Goalkeeper. goalkeeper.
You've been outstanding, BT. Don't slip in this second half, please.
Corner coming up for the Matildas. Centre bounce here at the Gabba. Lines up by a goal. Comes up towards centre half forward. Charging out Mitch Hinge. Found a handball there in Laird. Breaking out wide to the wing is Ben Keys. Kicked 2 goals against his former side. He's up on the wing. He's waiting for someone to present at him. Gets on his bike and sends it long to a contest. The big spoil there, the golden fist from Harris Andrews. But it comes up to Rory Sloane, snapping on his left. Just sneaking in for a score, a minor score. Maybe a handy point. 10-7-67 the Lions. 9-8-62 are the Crows. The Lions haven't lost it since round 23 last season against the D's.
Here's another one, Rory Sloane. He had that flying shot at goal. He's been pretty quiet tonight. Only had the 7 disposals so far on the Red Z lending stats.
Does he go on next year, Rocky? We know he wants to. Does the Lions come out of defence?
I don't think so. I don't think where this group's at. I think he's going to get overtaken. I think he'd be better off to retire, hang him up and let some kids come in and let him start to improve.
As Hipwood is tackled to the ground, out of bounds.
He's been a great servant of the footy club, there's no doubting that, but I think they're starting to go past him now as a footy club, so I think it'd be best for him to move on and hang the boots up.
Lions have moved it arc to arc from left half back to half forward, boundary throw in, and Sloane is right there with Hugh McCluggage, who's had a lot of footy tonight. As O'Brien, uncontested from the ruck. You can't be pinged for insufficient intent, I guess, from a boundary throw-in.
No, you can't. We see Rochelle on the bench. He's taken the T-shirt off, the warm-up T-shirt off. So I'd say that whoever comes to the bench next will be handed that and they'll be subbed out of the game.
Get B to keep an eye on who that might be for the Crows. Mitch Hinge, we thought his day was done in that second quarter with the knee. He came back on. Meanwhile, ball is back in action. Here is McCluggage. Another handball. Fast hands from Hipwood. There into Dev Robinson. Ooh. High ball in towards the square. As McCarthy hit the deck hard. It comes up, falls in the lap of Wilmot. He runs around Mitch Hinge. He straightens up and kicks the goal of the night. Darcy Wilmot, the halfback, lighting up the Gabba and puts them up by almost 2 goals. 11-7-73 the Crows, 9-8-62.
That's a special goal, wasn't it? A special team goal from Brisbane. The hands off the ground there. Was that Lick McCarthy?
Lick McCarthy, yeah.
Just brilliant. He's so clean below his knees, Lick McCarthy. You'll see on the Triple M and Harvey on replay. A real battle, a big moment in this game. It's been sort of a goal of difference for most of the night. And Brisbane now get out to a couple of goal lead almost. And Darcy Wilmot, this has been the impressive thing about him. His ability off half-back to run and charge and give some real drive off there for the Lions. But it's his composure with ball in hand that's impressed me most. And we see that here. He had to really duck and dodge around an Adelaide player there. And he was under a bit of heat when he kicked it. But he just had enough poise and skill to execute when it mattered. Really well done, Darcy Wilmot.
Link McCarthy, forward handball. And Dane Zorko just scooped it up at ground level. Quick hands to Wilmot. Really, really classy hands there from the Brisbane Lions.
The McDonald's Macca's Cheesy Range have a post-game stretch.
Oh, they sound good, BT.
Does it ever? The players have earned that tonight. The intensity of this game has been immense. As the Crows go to centre half forward, the loose ball picked up by Ryan Lester. Gets a lot on that kick. Goes into the Lions forward 50. Archie chasing it up. Worrell right there with him. Buffets him over the line and out of bounds. 50 out from Brisbane's goal. Their lead again by 11 points. 11-7-73 Simon Black. 9-8-62 the Crows.
Just said it's a big moment here in a big 3 or 4 minutes. Brisbane got their tails up here. Can Adelaide hang with them? Adelaide don't need Brisbane kick another 1 or 2 here. They're just got to stay in the contest, the Crows. We know Brisbane how potent they are when they get their tail up.
So it looks like the Crows have activated their sub. We'll find out who has come off for Josh Rosselli. Hinge squeezes a kick out underneath Archie. Almost got a hand to it. Darcy Wilmot did get a hand to it. Spoils that about 6 rows back. Let's go downstairs for Bob Jane, T-Mart's Belinda Mellon.
James Borlase to the back of the Crows bench, boys, as you mentioned, Rochelle comes in. Looks like a tactical manoeuvre, though. No apparent injury.
Bringing on some scoring punch for a key defender. Let's see if that move pays off. Thank you, B. Bob Jane, T-Marts have great buy 3, get 1 free deals, plus instant cash back. Call it order online today. T's and C's apply. Bodies flying everywhere at centre half forward for the Lions. Rayner going in hands and knees. Keane over the top of him. Now Fletcher diving in. Robertson there as well. Keane picks it up. Hot footy. Umpire says we'll throw it up, take a breath.
That's a brave sub from the Adelaide Crows. We know they're undermanned down in defence already, and they sub one of their key defenders out. They must got to be back in their smalls and speed and take the game on. They're certainly not going to try and save this. They're going to try and win it.
Ball's on the line there from Manny Nix coaching from the bench tonight. Picked up by Laird, back through traffic. And he's got Miller a free, but the great smother off the handball, the kick, and the goal from Zach Bailey. A team lifter. 2 epic goals back-to-back from the Lions. First the balk and the goal from Darcy Wilmot, then the smother, the straighten and the snap from Zach Bailey. 12-7-79. Brisbane breaking this open, 9-8-62. Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
Now, I spoke about the pressure Brisbane's starting to apply. It's pretty evident they're up and about here. There's real momentum in this Brisbane side, and just another skill execution error from Adelaide in their back 50 there that allows Zach Bailey, Charlie Cameron, they're just so dangerous if they get any looks, any opportunities, and he converted beautifully there to Zach Bailey, Rocky.
He just read it beautifully. He seen that Miller was going to turn outside, look for Crouch to handball to, and he just read it. He didn't try and take the body, he just went for the smother, and it paid off. And it's all or nothing, and it paid off certainly that time for him. But Brisbane Lions, they're hunting in packs at the moment. They're up and about chasing and hungry to blow this game apart.
Yeah, they've booted 5 goals in this term now. The Crows have kicked 2 goals, 1. So it's a game-high 17-point lead to Brisbane. Crows kicked the first 3 of the game. They led by 18 points early in the first term. The Lions now 17 points. They're up on the wing now, the Crows. Mitch Hinge sinks the left slipper into that one. And ghosting across the pack. Good intercept mark. Bit of courage there and beautiful vision from Ryan Lester.
And they're on through the corridor again.
Yeah, risky kick. It'll pay off. It's taken by Starcevic. Got a little nudge. That maybe worried him a little bit. Miller takes it back. Can they make them pay on the turnover? Mitch Hinge has it again. Dawson screaming for it on the wing, but he'll go to Rochelle. Straight up the middle. Why not? Matt Crouch into it. The 50. And the mark has been taken by McAdam, I think that is. And he will line up for goal number 4.
That's that turnover again, isn't it? Adelaide been really, really impressive when they turn the ball from the middle of the ground, Rock. Just going, haven't they? Just play the ball onward to mark the little short hit-up kick, get that overlap runner, and then just go direct with their ball movement to a leading forward. Done it really nicely this evening.
So McAdam against the flow here for the Crows. Slight angle, about 40 out. Gun barrel straight from McAdam. He's kicked 4. Just his 6th game of the season. And that keeps the Crows in the contest. 12-7-79 the Lions. And 10-8-68 are Adelaide. 19 minutes gone almost in this third quarter.
Yeah, spot on, Blackie. Both teams, they want to take the corridor on. Both played exciting brand of footy, but as you said, if you turn the footy over in the corridor, it's almost guaranteed to be a score the other way. And unfortunately for the Lions, that's what they did then. Starcevic just tried to take off, and he may have been just nudged a little bit as he kicked that footy. Crows, great intercept from Miller, and then he found Rochelle, I think, and he got it to Crouch, who just had the lay down inside 50. And McAdam, he's been exceptional inside 50. He's kicked the 4 tonight. It hasn't been the big forwards that have got the job done for the Adelaide Crows tonight. It's a smaller man in McAdam.
Back to 11 points. Lions lead. Choice hotels around the grounds. Nil at Suncorp Stadium. Matildas and France in that World Cup quarter-final. After this, we've got the Blues and the Demons and the Western Derby as well, as the Lions go to half forward. Brodie Smith is happy to see that ball go out. He's got the match up on Lincoln McCarthy, Blackie.
Brisbane suddenly get on top of the centre bounce clearance-wise, but a lot of their clearances are running away from their goals. I'd love to see someone on the defensive side to slide through that tackling at the front of the contest there and just get a real penetrating clearance inside 50.
Slap forward into the path of Laird to Rochelle, the sub on his left. Just got it away in time as Berry knocked him to the ground. Backpedaling was Fogarty, couldn't take the mark. Went to ground, so the Lions have a 2-on-1. Starcevic a little bit fumbly. Harris Andrews bends over, picks it up, got it to Pryor. Went straight up the chimney. Berry came out, created the contest for Zorko. Will he keep it in? No. Ball goes out and we will throw it back in for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M rocks footy. It is the Lions by 11 points.
Certainly gone up a notch in this third quarter, hasn't it? That both teams looking to try and break it open. The Adelaide Crows looked like they were shot duck about 3 or 4 minutes ago, but they've been able to wrestle a little bit of momentum back here. Starting to win some 50-50 contests. Got another opportunity here to go inside 50.
Here is Crouch winning a 50-50. Got it to Laird outside of the right boot. Getting back as Fogarty couldn't quite take it off balance. Rochelle, the sub has picked the goal. Bounced it through and he is pumped up. Maybe that's why they made him the sub, to bring him on late, give them a bit of a spark, and he's done that, and he's brought them within a kick, 5 points. 12-7-79 the Lions. The Crows have kicked a few in a row, 11-10-74.
And energiser bunny for sure. You've got to keep an eye on that if you're the Brisbane Lions. They like to do this often. the Adelaide Crows from their stoppages. They get one up to the stoppage and then just charge forward. And it was Rochelle in this instance. He was in the stoppage at centre-half forward, then just charged forward once they won the footy and turned up in the right position. Got the handball received from Tilthorpe, who made a strong contest, and then he kicked the goal, and didn't he love it? He was up and about, gave it plenty here at the Gabba, and they're back within 5 points. An exciting game of footy.
Just when we thought the Lions were blowing open the contest, the Crows kicked 2 in a row to bring them within 5 points. 79 plays 74. Brett Thomas, Tom Rockcliffe, Simon Black, Belinda Mellon. Saturday twilight footy at the Gabba for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M Rocks footy. Here come the Crows again. They get the clearance. The ball is bouncing around near the goal square. Numbers getting back for the Lions desperately. Stacks in the middle. Bodies falling on the footy. Just in that goal square. Not a lot of room here for the Crows to operate. They'll try and tap it back and see if they can get someone running or someone free. And the Lions look like they've got the extra numbers. McInerney taps it into space. Flying shot at the goals. Is out of bounds on the full. I think that was from Pedler.
Wasn't the smartest tap there from Oscar McInerney, was it? He went up, won the tap easily, but put it 15 metres into space and dangerous, and the Adelaide Crows had the snap. He'd want his time again there. He'd try and keep that in tight and try and rush it over for a behind, then put it 15 metres out in the corridor.
Brodie Smith, as the Lions kicked it up to a contest, into attack. Darcy Wilmot, a timely hand, looked like it was going over his head. Berry, just a high ball into the middle. Crows will come up with it, although it slipped through the hands there of Brodie Smith. Might come off through to Rory Laird. He got goal side and sends it wide. Tex tried to take it at full stretch but couldn't. Ball hits the deck. Picked up by Starcevic. Been a little bit fumbly. Handball along the deck. Rochelle taken out of the contest. No free kick. Now he's the tackler. Dumping Leicester into the turf. You have to be careful in this day and age with a tackle like that. The umpire's hovering and says, no, we will throw it up just in the field of play. Right forward pocket, Blackie.
This is a great contest, isn't it? It's superb. The tackling pressure from the Crows have really kept them in it. They're now plus 18 tackles, and every time Brisbane get the ball, they're under pressure. Crows been superb.
And ball's bobbling up like a volleyball. Comes down to Tex Walker on the left. Playing goalkeeper or goal sweeper was Jack Payne. Now he rushed that through with no one around him. And you can hear the Crows cheer squad asking that question. Have we forgotten about that rule?
Well, that was a bit staggering. There was no one within 15 metres and he had no pressure and just sort of walked back over the line. You would expect that one to be paid almost 9 times out of 10.
Ooh, here is Zorko under pressure from Josh Rochelle, who dives on top of him. And lucky Zorko didn't take possession initially because it may have been holding the ball. And there's a look at the Harvey Norman replay. Jack Payne, no one there. Maybe the umpire just kind of forgot about that rule for a second.
That's deliberate out of bounds if he does it on centre wing. Like, that's a free kick every day of the week.
It's a fair call there, Rocky. Both sides getting numbers at this contest. Dev Robertson is tackled by Josh Rochelle, who has been lively coming on in this third term as the super sub.
Just another one that the Adelaide Crows fans would be flat at home with. Been stiff on those 50-50 calls all night from the umpires.
24 minutes gone, third term. Ooh. Lions by 5 points. Fogarty is ridden into the turf, and we will do it again just inside their 50.
How tough are the AFL players? Pryor went back before in front of Tex Walker, intercept that mark. Just bodies on the line everywhere at the moment from both clubs.
There's Dunkley. That's a strong tackle on Walker. Ball, umpire let the ball go. In fact, he's let the Big O get a clearance. As he knows it's going to come back, and it will be a free kick to the Lions.
Strange run that, the play on advantage. Yeah, he was going to pay it if Brisbane had to pick the footy up, but because the Adelaide Crows picked it up, he called it back.
So he's holding the ball. I think, was it against Walker? No, it was against Matty Crouch. Incorrect disposal, the Crow throw. So the Lions have it. They're across half back. They led by as much as 17 points, and Crows have kicked a couple in a row. Brisbane holding on to a 4-point lead. So they come through the middle. Zorko sends it out wide, boundary side. Through the hands there of Fletcher. Was he tunnelled? No, Millerer. Leicester in front of him. Kicks it around the corner. Charging out and taking a good mark is Starcevic. True centre wing, far side of the ground.
It's been a goal fest in this third quarter. We're going to have a 35-minute plus quarter, I reckon.
There's still 7 minutes left in this term, and we've gone past 25 now. As it goes to half forward, the Starcevic kick, and the Crows getting back in numbers. Worrell has taken a nice mark. He looks up, he wants to go short, and they've liked to possess the ball at times across half-back, Rocky. Just kick mark sort of game.
Yeah, they have, haven't they? They've got their balance right today, the Adelaide Crows, fast and slow. At times they've chipped mark, and other times they've gone really fast. It seems to have played in their favour. They've almost picked the right option most of the time.
Worrell, his option, not the right one. Went long to a contest, but it carried over the pack, and the mark has been taken by Starcevic, who's winning a bit of the ball in the last couple of minutes. He's going to wind up and send the ball back from where it came from. It pierces the 50. And again, the same result. But a different player. Nankervis this time takes the safe mark at half-back. Well, they try and open them up and maybe switch the play. They goes wide to the boundary. 75 minutes gone at Suncorp, still 0-0.
They have most of the night, haven't they? But they've been forced into long down the line. Good defence here from the Lions to force them into this game.
Looking for Fogarty. Lockie Murphy set up front centre. He's been a little bit quiet tonight, out of bounds. On the wing, far side of the ground. Lions by 4 points.
Quickly, some red Z-Lenny stats. Leading possession getters for the Lions. Hugh McCluggage, 21. Lockie Neal, 18. Zach Bailey, 16. For the Crows, Matt Krause, 24. Rory Laird, 23. And Millera, 17.
Keys getting down low. Good handball. Millera. Career best footy, according to him. And they drive it up towards half forward. Certainly the most consistent he's been. Here is Neal. Hitting up Dunkley. Thought about the handball flashing past Ryan Lester. Then realised it was Ryan Lester. Goes short in towards Connor McKenna. Through the middle of the lines, go now to Jared Berry. Jared Berry can send them into attack to the pocket. I think Charlie Cameron wants it to hit the deck. No, he doesn't. It'll go over the head of McElhenney, and he takes the mark.
It's an interesting one, that one. We're going to look here on the Harvey Norman replay whether, again, Adelaide were unlucky not for a push in the back, but Charlie Cameron got to the back spot, shoved his opponent under the ball, and took a really good, contested mark in the end. It could have been 50-50, really. It's a bit of a shove there in the back to McElhenney, but Charlie Cameron's going to have a shot from 45-degree angle, about 35 metres out.
So, Charlie Cameron, kick 2 in this term. For his third, keeps it right, goal post, and slams into the woodwork for a behind. 12-8-80 the Lions. Crows 11-9-75. 28 and a half minutes gone, as Rocky said. Long quarter, have still got 4.5 to play. Crows are out. McElhenney, his kick was half smothered by Berry. Saligo was all on his own. Charging through McCarthy, went without it. Picked up by Pryor. Wobbly ball on the left. Almost 2 Crows knocked each other out. The juggling mark's been taken by Markeem. Wants to go fat side of the ground. He's got a teammate free if he can get there. And it does in Schoenberg. Schoenberg turns and kicks. They're opening up the lines here on the other side of the ground. Fogarty just takes the mark in the field of play. That has slowed him up momentarily. His numbers stream into the Crows 50. He's going to go sideways to Schoenberg. The low dart of a pass to Ben Keys just outside the 50. Thought about the handball to Nankervis. Instead he'll go very short to Dawson. Not 15. Didn't get a handball. Should have been pinged. Neal. Handball over the top to Danaher. Charlie Cameron is sprinting towards goal. That's where the Zorko kick will go. Cameron will let it bounce. He's got Hipwood now charging near the goal square. He's going to straighten up, kicks it at right angles to Rayner. The man you speak of, bang, kicks the goal. End to end from the Lions. They get their 13th. 13-8-86. The Crows 11-9-75, fellas.
Jordan Dawson straight to the field umpire, and he said, well, how far did it go? Again, another 50-50 call that went the Brisbane Lions' way, but they stayed switched on. They realised, they heard the umpire's call that it wasn't 15 metres and made the tackle, turnover at centre-half back, and then they were just out everywhere, the Brisbane Lions. All they had to do was hit their targets going forward, and they were able to do that. Rayner, again, another one that was a bit quiet in that first half. He hasn't had a big third quarter either, but he just worked his work rate to get back to goal first. He won that foot race, and he was almost in the goal square by himself in the end. Charlie Cameron, great vision to centre the footy.
Yeah, that kick from Charlie Cameron did it. Just a nice bit of composure. That's what speed gives you, ability to get out in a bit of space, and then just his composure to find Cam Rayner. He could have easily kicked to Joe Danaher, but he just held the ball a bit longer and opened up for Cam Rayner.
For McDonald to Ream Hotwater, Triple M rocks footy back into the Lions, out to an 11-point lead as Sloan straightening up, getting the clearance, pumping it long towards the goal square, looking for Thilthorpe, hit the deck, no free kick. Harris Andrews picked up though by Wilmot, trying to juggle it and then juggled it out of bounds. The half appeal there from the Crows for insufficient intent has been waved off. We'll throw it back in, right forward pocket, Crows in.
I know we're banging on about it, but the Adelaide Crows fans, it feels like they've had about 8 decisions, 50-50, that have all gone Brisbane's way.
Lions have kicked 6 goals in this term. The Crows have kicked 4. The Lions, the home team, leading by 11 points. Walker in the ruck, got in front, tapped it down. Rochelle taken it ground. Crowd wants holding the ball. Well, he was taken in ground, but I don't know if the tackle was affected there by Connor McKenna, who was asked the question. Umpire will throw it up quickly. Comes to ground, clearing kick from the Big O. Just comes outside his defensive 50. Danaher tunnelled his opponent, picks up the loose footy. His kick was smothered. Good defensive play. Mark Keane and Schoenberg there combining on the outer side. They force a boundary throw in.
I'll tell you one thing that's gone out of the game altogether is the descent rule. That no longer exists at all. Couldn't even look at the umpire sideways at the start of the season. Now you can give them full-on feedback that you think to be fair, and they just cop it now. So that rule's completely gone out of the game.
Well, deliberate hasn't gone out of the game because Ben Keys has just given away a free kick for insufficient intent as the Lions will send it up towards the wing, and a juggling mark has been taken by Mark Keane, the former Magpie and Irishman. They've needed him. They needed some insurance in their key defence department because they've been Butts and Murray have gone down, and Duday. Now they come up towards half forward, and here is Mitch Hinge launching from half back to half forward. Long ball just drifting to the right. Through for A behind. 13-8, 86 are the Lions, and the Crows 11-10, 76. Long quarter, almost 33 minutes gone.
Yeah, still a couple of minutes to go. Big moment there for Mitch Hinge. The game's in the balance right at the moment. Adelaide really don't want to concede another goal here. They've had a couple of opportunities. They really need to get back within under a goal. You just feel Brisbane a sense of the moment here. Can Adelaide hang on?
Mark Keane juggling attempt, couldn't take the mark. Clever tap down from Rayner, and they come up towards Hipwood. They hit up Eric's lead. He's turning. He's got a one-on-one. McCarthy, longer than that, he's looking for Charlie Cameron. Michael Henney was right there with him, did everything right apart from spoil the ball, and Charlie Cameron is so crafty, he takes it on his chest.
He's had some third quarter, hasn't he, Charlie Cameron? He's kicked 2 goals, 1, and another goal assist. He's lined up for his 3rd in this quarter. Blackie asked for a lift out of him at half-time, said he hadn't touched the footy much. Well, he's responded. He's been the one that really he's ignited a light in the Brisbane Lions, and lines up for his 3rd.
He's on the runway, and he has nailed it. Charlie Cameron, 3 for the game, 3 in the 3rd term, and gives them some breathing space. 16 points, Brisbane lead by 14-8, 92. And the Crows are 11-10, 76. Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard. Blackie, Brisbane's banged on 7 in this term.
Yeah, been a big quarter, hasn't it? I mean, Adelaide, that mark not paid to Jordan Dawson there can be really disheartening, and I sort of sense that Adelaide are hanging in there. They hung tough, but Brisbane, on the flip side, have gone forward and taken their opportunities. You said 7 goals for the quarter. It's been a really big quarter. Brisbane got their offensive game going, but I really admire Adelaide. Just need to hang tough here. Just under a minute left in this quarter. Can they steal one more goal to go on at 3/4 time? Really close. They cannot afford for the Lions to score in this last minute.
Red time in the 3rd term. Lions 16 points is their lead. When they got out to this lead, the Crows banged on 2 in a row. Can they get the immediate reply? Sloan, Laird and Crouch in the middle, along with O'Brien, but McCluggage will win the clearance. Oh, fast feet, outline. Speaking of fast feet, Charlie Cameron. The crowd is lifting for Charlie. He senses the moment, and he can take this game away from Adelaide off his own boot.
He has been everywhere in this 3rd quarter, Blackie. Hugh McCluggage again, another big clearance, centre clearance. You said you wanted to see him come out the positive side, come out there attacking side of a centre square bounce, and he turned around, delivered that footy inside 50. He's having a massive night in his 150th.
6 clearances for the quarter, Hugh McCluggage.
Just on the paint of 50. Skips underneath that, won't have the distance. Comes to a pack, and the whistle has blown. Eric Hipwood has given away a free kick to Riley O'Brien. Crows off the hook.
Just got to go long down the line here, big fella.
He must know how much time is left, surely. The sign's gone up on the bench.
He's decided to switch it.
Miller up. Michael Henney. Siren for 3/4 time. Crows can take a deep breath. They're still in this game. But certainly the Lions own that third term with 7 goals to 4. The lead is still manageable, though, for Adelaide. Do they have enough run in the legs as we turn for home? It is Brisbane by 16 points. 14-8-92. Adelaide 11-10-76. 0-all as we get close to injury time at Suncorp Stadium. Matildas and France. 85 minutes gone there. Here, again, it is the Lions by 16 for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M rocks footy.
That quarter for Beacon Trade. Beacon Trade's here to partner with your business with lighting and electrical products for every Aussie home. Beacon Trade, let's make light work.
For McDonald's,
Triple M rocks footy.
Macca's Cheesy Range. Have a post-game stretch.
Hi, it's Marty Sheargold from Triple M's Marty Sheargold Show, and right now, Triple M rocks football. Max, go on.
And Bailey Laurie, you can have a little guess of what his nickname would be with the last name Laurie. Famous cricketer, Bill Laurie.
I was thinking Hugh from House.
I was thinking front end load.
I was thinking a truck.
So surely they're not going to call him front end.
Triple M's Marty Sheargold Show. Weekdays from 6 on Triple M. Get the podcast now from the Listener app.
At Aussie Broadband, we know how rare it is to find something that's both fast and reliable. Getting food delivered, catching the bus, grandma's cooking. Reliable, but not always fast. Instant coffee. Speed dating? Fast, but not that reliable. But at Aussie Broadband, we have fast and reliable NBN plans to keep you connected for whatever you need. That's the actual Aussie way. Search Aussie Broadband today. T's and C's apply.
Real people, real products, real fun. No matter who you are, Sexyland has something real sexy for everyone. With Australia's biggest range of sexy costumes, lingerie, couples toys and fun gifts and games for adults. 11 stores in Melbourne and Geelong open till midnight 7 days a week. Or shop online for 2-hour delivery.
Take me now, hot cool man. Take me now, Sexyland.
Sexyland.com.au.
Jaycar's Power Sale is on now. Save up to 25% on essential power solutions like deep cycle batteries, pure sine wave inverters, solar panels, power boards, adapters and more. Hurry, ends August 13th. Power up now and save at Jaycar. Tech, electronics, power and more.
Shut up! The footy's on Triple M.
In 2023, Triple M rocks footy.
We're excited.
Temper, a mattress like no other, aiding in players' rest and recovery. Discover Temper at temper.com.au.
How good is that?
Seabus Super, making hard work pay off.
And they're going to be hard to beat now.
Hard Yakka, for a new breed of legends.
They make it tough, they make it look good like me.
For Ream Hot Water and McDonald's, Triple M rocks footy.
Are you in a music slump? Need a mood booster?
No matter what type of mood you're in, Listener has the perfect music station for you.
Find your inner rock god with Hard and Heavy. Tap into the golden age with 70s hits. Or release your inner radio with Triple M Country. Download the Listener app now and search Mood to find your perfect music station.
One of the world's biggest shows, Billions, returns for an epic final season only on Stan.
This is what you've been waiting for.
Axe is back.
Tough to be a billionaire these days. Let's get to it.
And he saved his biggest play for one last showdown.
This is it. You can't escape your enemies.
It's all been leading up to this as the stakes grow from Wall Street to the world.
We're going to tell you what we're going to do, and then we're going to do it.
The final season of Billions, now streaming only on Stan.
Go full sport with Code Sports, bringing you the latest sports news, insight and exclusive analysis from around the globe. Plus all your daily stats, live scores and video highlights. For all your sport now in the one place. Visit Code Sports today.
Shut up! The footy's on the radio.
Triple M rocks footy.
This quarter for Titanium Caravans. Titanium Caravans are built to tackle Australia's toughest conditions. Visit titaniumcaravans.com.au.
It has been white hot from the opening bounce here at the Gabba. Saturday twilight footy, the Lions with a 16-point lead, but Adelaide have certainly throughout this entire game looked threatening, and every time it looks like the Lions will kick away, the Crows have the answer. Will they have the answer in this quarter of footy, or will they be like every other team that's played against the Lions at the Gabba this year and fallen away? we certainly hope that the margin is close by the end. Brett Thomas, Tom Rockcliffe, Simon Black, Belinda Mellon on the boundary, both sides activating their subs. We'll recap that shortly. But Rocky, Blackie, your thoughts?
Yeah, dead set shootout here at the Gabba, isn't it, Blackie? With both teams just massive offensive ball movement. They want to take the game on, and that's the most exciting thing about this last quarter. The Adelaide Crows need to win this game to keep their finals chances alive. So they're not going to die wondering. They're not going to play safe footy. They're not going to try and save this game. They're going to take it on. So we're set up perfectly for an exciting last quarter. And the Brisbane Lions as well, I don't think that they can take their foot off the gas. If they take their foot off the gas, they potentially cost themselves a top 2 position, because percentage is going to be very, very important to the finish of this season. So they're going to be looking to score as well. So it sets up as a really exciting last quarter.
Sure does, doesn't it? Both sides got a lot of stake here, and yeah, just late in that third quarter, Adelaide just allowed Brisbane to kick a few goals. Really, Charlie Cameron kicked 3 for the quarter, and they started getting the game going. So yeah, it's all set for an exciting start in this last quarter. Can Adelaide kick the first goal to make a real game of this fourth quarter?
Well, the Lions in the premiership quarter kicked 7 goals. The Crows kicked 4. Lions leading by 16 points. Their game high is 17 for the Crows. That was 3 goals when they kicked the first 3 of this game. If you're just joining us, for Ream Hot Water, built tough for Aussie conditions. When it comes to water heating, ask your plumber to install a Ream. Fourth quarter action about to start at Suncorp in injury time. 0-0 Matildas and France. Game on here as O'Brien gets the first hit out. Fresh aired by Laird, picked up though by Crouch. Delightful handball over the top, looking for Miller, pushing up on the wing now. Free kick is at Crows' way. They have the ball. If it is, there's no advantage. And that it is a Crows free kick. They probably wanted the advantage though. Here is Dawson into attack. First goal of every quarter the Crows have kicked, as Rocky mentioned, and they've got the ball in their attack. Once again, they get a stoppage.
See Tex Walker take the ruck again here. McInerney's been all over it since that first goal he kicked early in the game. He's defended much better at these
Clean out of the ruck.
stoppages.
Tex, Laird, or Keys was taken high. No free kick. Crouch over the top, so good by hand. So was Saligo and Laird. Dawson on the 50, just inside the boundary. Good timely mark taken by Harris Andrews. Saving the day once again. Wants to move it quickly, breaking into space. Lincoln McCarthy pushing up the ground. Rocky, they've been able to open them up in transition on this broadcast side, haven't they?
Yeah, they certainly have. They look like they were going to do it then again. Charlie Cameron, he just led to the boundary. If he had just doubled back and gone down the corridor, I think they were on out the back again, the Brisbane Lions.
It might be close to out of bounds on the full. Archie just got a hand to it. A kick there from McCarthy pushing up. He was certainly
Ben Keys, blood flowing from the face, coming from the ground.
And both sides activating their sub, and it was a ballsy move from Matty Nix. Ball lays the key defender off for Josh Russell. He kicked the goal in that third term. And injury force for the Lions. Jack Gunston off with a knee injury for Jasper Fletcher. Fingers crossed that Jack Gunston will be okay. Well, the Crows will need their cut man to do a job there on Ben Keys, because he's kicked a couple of goals against his old team. Get him patched up quickly and get him out there. That has delayed this boundary throw in, Rocky.
This is a set-up the Adelaide Crows want here. Shelley's come up as a half forward. Laird's popped out to the skinny side wing. Watch him just run through this stoppage, go forward hard here.
Right in front of us here on the wing. Picked up by Neal, tries to slip the Sloan tackle. Fletcher tried to slip the Rochelle tackle, then just lost the footy. Umpire said, holding the ball.
That's brilliant. That's been a great feature for the Crows today. That tackle pressure has been superb. It's really kept him in the game.
Oh, that kick was not superb. Good smother there from Fletcher, staying active on the mark, still in the field of play. The crowd thought that Brodie Smith was out. Got the kick up to his ruckman, who thought he was collected over the shoulder. A few words there with the big O, out of bounds, just forward of centre, towards the Crows attacking in. We'll throw it back in again. So a bit of a slow start to this fourth term. It is 14-8-92, the Lions playing the Crows 11-10-76.
I think that one was in, but the umpires haven't had a great weekend to those balls on the boundary line, have they, so far? Last night, Cameron was in the pie stand and got the handball received.
And there is Rochelle fresh aired. It was tackled there by Josh Dunkley. Yeah, the mark by Jeremy Cameron last night was a little iffy, wasn't it? So the boundary umpires have to be on their game. as do the players, because it is finals-like intensity out there at the moment. Mitch Hinge with a bit of courage under the high ball, takes it point of the square, got it to Dawson, goes looking for Walker, but Payne did well to stay in front, so he didn't have a clean target to kick to there.
He just saw space in front. He just got there before Tex Walker, didn't he? Just buried that space for Tex to lead into. He did it really well, Jack Payne. It's been a big area of growth for him this year, being able to back himself and just read the play, what's in front of him, taking some big steps.
Boundary throw in, left forward pocket. Crows End still searching for their first goal of this fourth quarter. Comes out to Crouch. He's had a lot of handballs. Here is Laird turning over the shoulder. As you heard, umps mic'd up exclusively. Wouldn't be a clean mark anyway, but it's now hit the deck. McKenna got it to Wilmot. Carries all the way towards the centre circle. Hipwood lost the footy. Picked up by Worrell. Lost it as well. McCarthy. Good tackle. Crows get it back. Mitch Hinge riding Bailey into the turf, but no, it'll come back to Worrell. And he has won it the hard way.
Sorry, but just another example. Adelaide's ability there to just pin the arm with a tackle as they go forward here. Boundary throw in.
Yeah, looking for Crouch. We'll throw it back in.
Lions player still down in the middle of the ground. He's in all sorts of pain, Eric Hipwood, at the moment. Maybe a bit of lung damage.
Maybe hit the ground pretty hard. We'll have to wait for the Harvey Norman replay to come up on that. He's still got some two trainers around him, and so again that has delayed this boundary throw in.
Well, caught one in the guts.
Off the board too.
All right, might be something for Michael Christian to have a look at there. Boundary throw in just inside the Crows 50. Walker created space for the ball to bounce into. Comes out now to Dawson, squeezing a kick, looking for O'Brien. McCarthy did well. Murphy coming the other way, though. Got it to Walker. Walker just fell into the lap of Laird. I think he was having a shot, but duffed the kick. Came off his toe. Laird, the beneficiary, playing in front.
You wouldn't say that, Tex. Said it was just trying to lace him out. But a couple of veterans there just combining lovely. They've been brave today, Adelaide, haven't they? They've just hung in there. And their effort to get the ball back for the opposition's been superb. But first goal for the quarter here, enormous. Laird, massive kick here.
Directly in front, 25-30, out from goal, needs to convert. Umpire does a bit of work. He does a lot of work, and he says, you've missed it to the left. The Bronx cheers there from the Lions cheer squad end, where the Crows are kicking to the right of your radio dial. 11-11-77 the Crows, the Lions 14-8-92, straight up the middle. Charlie Cameron, Ryan Lester, a vacuum of space in their forward 50 that McCarthy is running into.
Handball.
And he takes the mark. Fletcher now running to his left. So too McCluggage. McCarthy will pretend like he's going to pass it off. No. Turn his back on the play and have a shot.
He put his hand up the whole time. So I'm having a shot, boys. Sorry.
He's got to kick this too, because he had Eric Hipwood in the goal square by himself if he had got back and rolled around, but he didn't want to pass it, did he? But again, from a kick in, the Adelaide Crows opened up through the corridor. Great call from UBT. But just parted seas there, and Ryan Lester ended up, and Link McCarthy all by himself deep inside 50.
Kick 2 goals straight from 9 possessions. Lincoln McCarthy doesn't need a lot of the footy to be deadly. High ball drifting from right to left, but not back far enough. And a point. So after a high-scoring third term, we've had just the 2 behinds in this fourth quarter in the first almost 7 minutes. Brisbane 14-9-93 restore their 16-point lead from three-quarter time. The Crows 11-11-77, and again right up the middle. Harris Andrews should have marked that. He fisted it to centre half forward, as Michael Henney probably should have taken clean possession. Ball bobbling around like a pinball, and there is a free kick. It's either too high or holding the footy. It is too high for McAdam. Did he drop his knees there, Rocky?
Yeah, he did a little bit, but the high contact was there. Great spoil from Harris Andrews. Back inside 50, as you said, he should have marked that footy, but they had their opportunity. Zorko, great ground level pick up, handball receive, and Brisbane Lions, it's just set up for an exciting last quarter. Both teams want to hit this corridor at all costs and take the game on.
And the Crows do that as Michael Ennie got it to Schoenberg, then launches on off half back, but his kick went along the turf and it is picked up and turned over. Wilmot through traffic, sending it out wide. Another perfectly weighted pass. And he has found Zach Bailey, taken the ground by Michael Ennie. Crowd wanted 50. No 50, so that has slowed the Lions up. Bailey is quite a long way from home, but he's normally a long kick. Instead, he'll do the unselfish team thing, tee it up to goal. Archie coming across from the side. Didn't quite hold on to it for long enough. Worrell clears the danger, and it falls into the lap of a teammate. They get it off to Dawson. Crows up and running. They have to be precise through the middle, and they are. Murphy, Laird ran into trouble, just got the handball away, but only as far as McCluggage. Harris Andrews over the top. Dunkley going backwards to Berry, who launches that one into attack. A good fist there from Nankervis, but it'll come up towards Zorko. Straightens up over the head of Nankervis. Couldn't get back in time, and Eric Hipwood was in all sorts of pain a couple of minutes ago. Takes the mark. Slight angle line up from about 35. Blackie.
Yeah, once again, Adelaide just shooting themselves in the foot, getting an opportunity going forward, but just letting themselves down with skill execution, and really a skill that should have been hit. It wasn't an overly difficult kick, and Brisbane good enough to go forward, and nice composure from Dane Zorko when he went in there. Just zig that way, zag the other way, and just had Hipwood with a bit of space. Nicely done.
Eric Hipwood, 7 marks, 10 disposals, just the 2 behinds to show for it. Slight angle. Miller trying to put him off on the mark with the star jumps. It didn't work. Eric Hipwood converts, gets his first of the night. And the Lions kick away. 15-9-99. Can the Crows respond? 11-11-77. 9 minutes gone on the Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard. Titanium Caravans are built to tackle Australia's toughest conditions. Visit titaniumcaravans.com.au.
Tough from here, Rock. 4 goals to go to kick. It's big effort from the Crows from here.
Yeah, they need everything to go right, but they've had their opportunities in this quarter as well. They've just brought themselves undone a couple of times when taking on that corridor. But great call from you, Blackie, there on the Harvey Norman replay. Great composure from Dane Zorko. Won the footy inside 50 and just had the time just to balance up and find Hipwood uncontested inside 50 there on the Harvey Norman.
Bob Jane T-Marts, Belinda Mellon.
Ben Keys went down to the rooms to get that bleeding head patched. He's back out on the field now. Obviously, didn't need to undergo the HIA protocol.
Thank you, B. Bob Jane T-Marts have great buy 3, get 1 free plus instant cashback deals. Call or order online today. T's and C's apply. Extra time at Suncorp Stadium, and it is still a stalemate. 0-0, pretty tense there between the Matildas and France in their quarter-final. Here at the Gabba, the Lions with a game-high 22-point lead. Eric Hipwood kicked the last goal. He's come to the bench, and he's on the phone to Chris Fagan. Both sides activating their sub. Crouch got it out towards Dawson, looks up, sends it towards left half forward. Keys hit the deck. He was legged there by Ryan Lester, who went back in. Lester parried that toward the boundary line, and he gets the safety of the boundary line and will throw it back in. 55 out from the Crows' goal.
Yeah, they've got an opportunity here now, the Adelaide Crows. As we said, they need everything to go right, but the footy's at the right end of the ground for them, and they can get it. We know that how quickly they can score. The way they shift the footy, they can bang on goals just as quick as the Lions can. So they're still in this game. Starts from this boundary throw-in.
The voice of Tom Rockcliffe, Simon Black, Triple M Seabus Super special comments. Seabus Super making hard work pay off. It's tough in tight. Crouch lost the footy. Neal gets it moving forward. They're going towards the benches. And just in the field of plays at the boundary thrown, will throw it up. Either way, it is a stoppage.
How's the atmosphere here at the moment at the Gabba? Both grounds in Brisbane at the moment are absolutely rocking as we see the Matildas in extra time, and the Lions fans, they're up and about at the moment.
4th sellout of the season for the Lions, over 50,000 at Suncorp. What a night for sport in the Queensland capital. And the Lions again get the rub of the green. Free kick against Keane, holding on to Joe Danaher, 55 from home.
Joe's just got to go here, BT, taking way too long.
And he launches it now towards the forward pocket. Bit of a negative kind of kick as it's picked up by Saligo, throws the head back. You can hear from the crowd what has happened to that ball. It's out of bounds on the full, and Big Joe gets a second bite at the cherry.
He's going to give it off to this... He just has a tendency to just wait too long, delay when he's got the ball between 50 and 70 metres out, Joe. Just got to pump it in, kick it to some space.
He'll let Zach Bailey take this kick. He goes 20 out from goal to a pack off hands. Goal side, the Crows have numbers. That was a bit of dare there from Mark Keane, turning one way then the other. Brilliant. And hitting up a target. Good composure. And Jordan Dawson out wide. Fogarty's got a bit of space. He's pushed far up the ground, so where's the next target go? No one, so they're forced to retreat here, the Crows. They go back to Dawson. He goes back to Schoenberg. Squeezes a kick. Fogarty, good running, but good sport there from Harris Andrews. Stumps that over towards the benches, and we'll do it again. The Lions with a 22-point lead on the Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard.
Seems a bit light on, doesn't it? 30,000. I thought there would have been a lot more than that. Yeah. Sellout. They hold nearly 40, don't it? 38, 40.
Well, it's a bit of a mystery exactly what the real attendance of the Gabba is, but the Lions sent out a release before this game saying it was their 4th sellout. There's a few seats you can see, but it's largely full around the ground, so just over 30,000 the crowd figures come up.
They might be a bit cheeky with their Red Z Lending stats there, BT.
Red Z Lending, loans for the self-employed, redzed.com. We need a head count. As we do it again, that ball trickles out. We'll get a secondary throw-in. Be a lot of tired bodies out there tonight. It's 27 degrees was the highest temp in Brisbane today. It'll be a little bit cooler, but certainly for Adelaide coming out of the South Australian winter, it would feel pretty hot. They certainly bought the pressure early and they made the Lions fight all the way. Brisbane leading by 22 points as Schoenberg turning out of traffic, coming through the middle. Maybe should have just pumped it long, which they do now through Laird. Up to a contest. A big spoil from Harris Andrews has been good tonight. Keys getting dangerous. Got it off to Tex Walker. Brought it under control. Snapping but missing to the left. They really need that goal just to stay within striking distance, but they can't find it. They've kicked a few behinds in this term. 15-9-99 the Lions, 11-12-78 the Crows. Yet to kick a goal in this term. We've gone 14 minutes. Rayner rising from behind, a little bit too early on Worrell. Ball hits the deck. Rayner can't break a tackle tonight. Handballs it straight out of bounds. Should be insufficient intent. And then gave Nankervis a bit of what for afterwards.
Worrell was asking a question the umpire. I think he had the right to as well. He was in front of that contest, completed the mark, wasn't paid though.
Sloan up to Tex Walker. The big body in front of Jack Payne, as you heard from Simon Black. Pumps it long on his left to a contest. They need a mark, the Crows, or a crumb. Ball hits the deck. Starcevic buried. Whistle is gone. And it is coming back. It is pointing in the Lions' direction. That whistle is going off out there.
Yeah, second free kick there. Harvey Norman replay. It was just a chase. I think it was Keys in the end, just both hands in the back of Berry. Ended up, free kick would come back on the last line of defence there. Harvey Norman replay. Harvey Norman, epic audio sale. Huge deals on earbuds, headphones, smart speakers, and more now at Harvey Norman.
So Robertson takes the footy, goes in short, Jackson Pryor, and they can play a bit of tempo here, the Lions, with a 21-point lead. Dump it long down the line via the Cape. Danaher spoils from behind. Berry is claimed by 2 Crows. Can't get a clean possession, so he's coughed it up. Laird smartly, well, he actually didn't thought he took the advantage. He handballed it back to the player's free kick it was. Anyway, they've gone forward and Fogarty is tackling Lockie Neal. Umpire rushes in. Will throw it up just inside the 50. Crows desperately need a goal here.
Doing all the attacking. They just need to get some reward here. Brisbane Lions defence is standing strong though. Harris Andrew leading that. He's just stopping everything that comes in at the moment. Stood tall and won this clearance, Brisbane Lions.
As McInerney's kick bounces over a couple of players from both sides. Comes up to Nankervis. Not that whistle's going off at the moment. Not sure what's going on. Riley Thilthorpe has taken the mark. His whistles sound everywhere, and he is almost directly in front.
There was a free kick to Adelaide, took advantage of it again. What they did well, they went direct, went straight, and had the opportunity for a leading forward, Thilthorpe, to mark uncontested. Really, really big kick this, clearly. Been 21 points down. They must kick this, give themselves an opportunity with 9.5 minutes left in this game.
Just his 3rd mark of the night, Thilthorpe, with 5 possessions. Can bring them back into this contest. Thilthorpe is punching the air before it sails off his boot. He has kicked the goal, and the Crows have a sniff. Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard. Finally get their first of this last quarter, 17 minutes in. And they move to 12-12-84. The home team, the Lions, are 15-9-99. Triple M Titanium Caravan scoreboard are built to tackle Australia's toughest conditions. Visit titaniumcaravans.com.au.
It's all about hope, and Adelaide now got a lot of hope after that goal. They played some great footy. Gee whiz, they've been brave tonight. Love the way they've gone about it. Their pressure defensively, tackle-wise, in the contest, and the way they've tried to go direct has been really impressive, hasn't it? And they give themselves a chance here with just over 9 minutes to go. So if they're good enough, they can win.
Yeah, they've kept this game alive. There's no doubt about that. They just need to take their opportunities now. They've kicked a few behinds inside 50. Red Z leading stats, both they've got inside 50 49 times for 27 shots. So that's a good strike rate for them. And for Brisbane, they've gone inside 50 48 times for 26 shots.
So back in the middle, Lions working it inside their 50. Crows, though, with numbers. An off-balance kick from Mitch Hinge outside of the left boot up towards the wing in the centre square. Keys trying to smother Pryor. Gave him a little clip over the ear as well. And that pressure resulted in Miller getting onto the footy. And he goes from arc to Saligo. He turns and kicks into the 50. Thilthorpe on a lead. Had some metres on his opponent. He turns looking for Tex Walker. Overcooked it. Payne under pressure from Walker though. Coming the other way is Fogarty. So big and strong. Got it to Tex Walker, whose kick was smothered. Picked up by Harris Andrews. Doesn't clear his defensive 50. Saligo pushing up. Taking the mark. Going into attack. Again a poor entry from Adelaide. And they have the Lions defence under pressure.
Won the free kick here.
Against Evan Robertson to Rory Laird.
Again, their tackle pressure has just been superb by Adelaide. They've just really cracked in, and the ability to pin the arm in the tackle we see on the Harvard on replay. Oh, actually, it was actually held on for too long, Rock, wasn't it? Rather than that tackle with their own. That was, the Brisbane player went on with the tackle for too long. So, enormous kick here for Rory Laird. Missed one earlier, gets a second opportunity.
Got to kick this.
Rory Laird, a few deep breaths. Twirls the yellow Sharon in his hands. He's still taking some deep breaths as he wanders in. At 45 out from goal, skips through it. And that is not the Crows fans you are hearing, it is the Lions fans. And that is A behind. 12-13-85, the Crows. 15-9-99 are the Lions. That's 7 minutes to go in this game of footy.
They've done all the attacking here, haven't they? The Adelaide Crows gone inside 50. Tilthorpe had a lay down at Tex Walker, missed him. Then they've missed their opportunities. Rory Laird 2 in this last quarter to potentially bring it back to less than a kick, but unfortunately they haven't taken their opportunities. So they continue to attack, which is the most exciting thing. 7 minutes to go in this game. They're going to take it on.
Stoppage up on the wing. Joe Danaher dump tackle on Saligo. Here is Crouch handballing as he was falling to ground. Bobbling around like a pinball. Saligo again launching, slaps it on the right boot into space. Wasn't really looking out of bounds on the full. In the right back pocket, the Lions get it back. But they're under siege here a little bit. And we remember a few weeks ago against the Demons when they had about a 4-goal lead. And they watched that slip away pretty quickly. They can't go into their shells either on their home deck. Harris Andrews looking for a lead. The Big O coming out under pressure from O'Brien. Berry over the footy. 2 Crows around him. Rayner there as well. Umpire rushes in, will throw it up. A lot of stoppages in this term. Just 1 goal apiece in this fourth quarter when the Lions kicked 7 and the Crows kicked 4 in the third. So it is tight, contested. Crouch, another contested possession. A handball to Laird. Swings it on his left. Pryor, the spoil, hits the deck. Rochelle into space. Crows lining up. Schoenberg, if you don't mind.
Wow.
Snaps the goal. Game on at the Gabba. Crows are alive. 15-9-99 the Lions, 13-13-99-91 are the Crows. Tick past 20 minutes, Simon Blake.
What about the impact Rochelle's had since he's come on the ground as a sub? It's been superb. What we're seeing on the Triple M Harvey on replay, Rock, his ability to get front and centre and pump that handball out to his teammate. I didn't even notice who he kicked the goal on there. I was so impressed with the handball. Schoenberg, beautifully done, Adelaide, and that's going to give them some enormous hope, as you said, BT. 8 points to go, and they're up and about. They've had look after look after look and not getting hit the result on the scoreboard. So they needed that for their nourishment going forward, and they finally got it. But what a handball from Rochelle.
Yeah, outstanding stuff there from the Adelaide Crows. They continue to attack the game, and we're seeing the Brisbane Lions just go into their shell over the last minute or two. They're starting to play a bit of safe footy, but they're going to have to take it on as well now. They're only up by 8 points. You can't try and save this game with 6.5 minutes left to go.
Led by as much as 22. O'Brien wins the hit out. Shark by McCluggage, but he is tackled immediately by Jordan Dawson, the Crows captain. Can he lift them over the line and keep their season alive? The Swans and Bombers winning today. O'Brien got the handball out to Saligo. He gets it to Laird. Handball's over his shoulder backwards to Smith. Picks it up on the half volley. He is retreating under pressure from Robertson to Keane. Try to step back outside of Danaher. Does so up the line. The kick comes off to Matt Crouch. Get up and get it moving. Get into attack. Matt Crouch is a little slow and a little short to Rory Laird. They're possessing the footy. Crows down by 8 points. They've kicked 2 goals to 1 in this last term.
They've lost their man behind the ball as well. They normally throw Gunston behind, so it'll be interesting to see what the Brisbane Lions do here, whether they put another extra behind the footy or continue to play 6-6-6.
Miller into attack. Lester lost the footy. Was he held on to for too long? He was, Froggy Lester. Under pressure there from Fogarty. He's done that a couple of times in this game where he's kind of not known where the footy was and held onto a tackle for too long. So Leicester, he goes short and sideways into his defensive goal square. Now they go from the right back pocket to the left, and Harris Andrews.
It's where they've been full of run coming out of defence for the first three quarters. The Lions, they hit the corridor, but no one's running or moving at the moment for them. They've got to look for options. Bailey pops up in the corridor.
Oh, no.
Over his head.
Can they make them pay? Rochelle picks up the loose footy, turns, kicks, and hits the post.
Wow.
Full boy. The crowd is getting nervous here at the Gabba. 30,000 fans, most of them Lions, are just watching Brisbane go into their shell and making mistakes that they weren't for the first 3 and a bit quarters, fellas.
They are. It's similarities to the Melbourne game in MCG a few weeks ago, isn't it? You can really see them start to tense up, and Adelaide are setting up behind the ball beautifully. Brisbane's not getting what they want when they get it.
Well, they get a mark, an outlet mark to the big O, Oscar McInerney from the McKenna kick. But everything is just long down the line or missed kicks in defence. The big O does what Ruckman normally do and should do, sends it long to a contest. Danaher spoiling out of bounds. Not a bad result for Brisbane. Chew up some time. 7 points is the Lions' lead. And we have gone 24 minutes in this last quarter. Matty Nix has coached from the bench the whole game.
Starting to win the key contest now as well. The Adelaide Crows, Red Z Lenny stats, +6 in clearances, +7 in contested possessions, and a mile in front in uncontested possessions on the Red Z Lenny stats.
The McDonald to Ream Hotwater. Triple M rocks footy from the boundary throw-in. Comes out the back. Tackled by Dunkley tackled. Couldn't get clean possession. Dawson runs himself in and out of trouble. Got it to Crouch. Has had a big influence on this game by hand and now by foot. But Leicester coming up. Fogarty was waiting out the back, but he was a kick and a half away. Leicester goes short towards the boundary.
4 minutes is a long time to try and save the game, so they've got to probably kick one more here, the Brisbane Lions, to be home and safe.
As McCluggage dumps it down the line, flirting with the boundary. Danaher rising up and into the back of O'Brien. Maybe an unrealistic attempt. Meantime, the play goes on, and the Crows have won the footy back. They have caught Zach Bailey holding the ball, and Crouch will win the free kick. I reckon if the Crows get up, he might find himself in Simon Black's votes tonight.
They're out on the open side, the Adelaide Crows.
And here is Michael Annie. Takes it, and they have broken them open. Schoenberg kicked that game-breaking goal. He's at right half forward. 60 from home. Winds up on the right, pops it into space. Clever, the misdirection there from Schoenberg. Everyone thought he was going long. He went short and finds Luke Pedler.
That was brilliant, wasn't it? That was absolutely superb there from Schoenberg. Just waited. The numbers went back in the defensive 50 for the Lions, but there's just a little bit of space to find his teammate there. Superbly done, and a massive kick here. Massive moment in the context of this game.
For goal number 3, Luke Pedler to bring the Crows within a point. On an angle, 48 outs, shanked it, although, will it stay in? No, it is helped through for a rush behind to bring them within an even kick. A goal lead now to Brisbane, who have gone right into their shells. They are tense, they are tight, as is everyone here at the Gabba tonight. Wilmot.
Nearly missed his boot then, Pedler, didn't he? What a great set shot.
Building the pressure, though, Adelaide. Wilmot going to a contest. Danaher pushing up the ground. Tried to go off the deck, but missed everything. Now Robinson dumped in the tackle there by Mitch Hinge. Maybe fortunate not to give away a free kick. Choice Hotels around the ground. Second period of extra time. Still 0-0. Matildas and France. In front of more than 50,000. We've got 30,000 here at the Gabba. And the crowd is lifting, trying to get the home team across the line. They haven't lost here since round 22 last year. Haven't lost here this season. Clinging to a 1-goal lead. Maybe top 2 is on the line tonight for the Lions. If they're to lose, they might not get that all-important home first final. They'll be playing away in the first week. The Demons and Blues to come after this at the MCG. That's where most of our audience will be going. WA, they're going to the Western Derby, Rocky.
So strange. The ball was right near the interchange bench, and they were calling out to Matty Crouch to come off. He's been one of the best players on the ground. You need him out there with 2 minutes to go. He's so strong in these clearances. Bizarre decision from the Adelaide Crows to take him off.
We've made a lot of right decisions tonight, but that, according to Rocky, the wrong one. And here is a gang tackle. Zorko on Dawson with some help from Dunkley, I think it was, but Dane Zorko will get the free kick. hugely important as we tick down in this game. It's a 1-goal lead, 2-minute warning. 2 minutes from home, the Lions.
Zorko's going to take his time here. Great gang tackling, as you said. Zorko and Dunkley there to bring Big Dawson down, but Zorko's in no rush here. He's just going to bomb it long down the line, get numbers to the fore of the ball.
Still enough time if they're good enough. The Crows, it is a long kick. He got a lot of purchase in that, going high in the Brisbane sky. Berry plucking it out, but kicking it out of bounds on the fall. That is the pressure of this contest that the Crows have built. Lockie Murphy has to get on his bike, and he does. He sends it long back from where the ball came. Harris Andrews, another spoil. High up in the air. Spectacular jump from Berry. Couldn't take clean possession. Murphy hinges up and running. The former line on his left. Into attack. Would love a mark here from Tex Walker. Good spoil from Payne. Harris Andrews watches that ball go out. Left half forward. Probably a minute and a half left as that clock stops, and the umpire will throw it back in.
Is the draw on?
Yeah, good chance, Rock. Adelaide got what they want here. Forward 50 stoppage. Want to see a couple less smallers hightail it through the contest area and get out.
Rochelle, the super sub, setting up front and centre to the ruckman on his bike now, but he tapped away from him by O'Brien as McCluggage, dangerous ball, kind of a miss kick, centred it in their defensive 50. Another stoppage here for Adelaide.
She's not side, wants a draw, Rock.
Both teams need a win, don't they?
It's like an under-sixes game. Just everyone around the footy right now for this stoppage. Comes up towards Starcevic. Tackle to the turf. No prior opportunity. Umpire rushes in, getting close to just 1 minute left in this contest.
They've gone one-on-one too, the Adelaide Crows. Sent everyone forward. No extras behind the footy.
1-goal lead Brisbane's way. Fogarty trying to get a clean handball. Set upon immediately. Comes up to Hinge. Was the kick touched? I think it was. Harris Andrews got it back towards Darcy Wilmot, who kicks it towards the boundary. Drifting, if they get a mark, they might be able to kick their way to home. Hipwood thought he had onto it for long enough. Umpire said no. Crows go into attack. Archie is tackled heavy by Miller, who's drifting into attack. Boy, it is tense.
It's loud at the Gabba, isn't it?
It's as loud as I've heard in a long time, Rock.
Throw it up. Crows must score, you'd think, from this stoppage. McCluggage tackle to the turf. They're looking around for some help from the umpire, who says we will just throw it up again. Less than a minute remaining.
35 seconds to go here.
Watching the clock for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M, Rocks Footy, Titanium Caravan scoreboard. Lions leading by a goal. Another big tackle. Everyone's hitting the deck. Berry has taken.
Put the whistles away.
Ground.
Got to be super careful, don't you, as a Lions player here in your back 50, not to give away a free kick. Adelaide, got to get through the contest, get some speed, get out of there.
It's a rolling maul. They need big Tex just to push people out of the way. Instead, it is Jared Berry clearing the danger. Danaher, the spoil turned into a mark, and that might be it. In fact, it probably will. I think the win is out of the question for the Crows. It would only be a draw if it was a turnover. They're waiting for the siren to go. Chris Fagan's up on his feet. They say, Danaher, send it long. What are you doing? And he does. Up towards half forward. There is the siren. What a cracker here at the Gabba. And the Lions just get over the line by a goal. 15-9-99. The Crows 13-15-93 as we take a breath. So we might cut it short because we have to hand it over soon. Our WA listeners will be going to the Western Derby, of course. Everyone else, the blockbuster at the MCG, the Blues and the D's. Can the D's return serve? Brisbane moving up to second on the live ladder. Fellas, with 30 seconds to go, what a game here tonight.
Oh, epic contest. It didn't deserve a loser in the end. Unfortunately, it looks like the Adelaide Crows season may be over now, but Brisbane Lions, that they may have learned a couple of lessons from Melbourne defeat earlier in the season. They got so many numbers around that contest and did enough to win the game of footy late in that one.
Yeah, well done, Rocky. Well done, Simon Black, as well. We'll pass on your 3-2-1. We can read that out maybe at halftime of the next game. Here, it was the Lions by a goal in a thriller at the Gabba for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M, Rocks Footy.